Hi, everybody. Come on in. Grab a seat, grab a drink, and let's tell a story together. We are Legendary Resistance.
Now half off.
I don't know what he just said. So,
Now half off.
I said now half off.
oh man, but we were so cheap to begin with.
Manager special.
We
Blue
are
Blue plate.
We are well organized.
We are online. So
not going to work here.
Not going to work here anymore. All right. So if you actually want to watch us play Dungeons and Dragons as opposed to try to tell jokes and fail, I'm going to continue. No, actually, everybody did a great job. So our party is, I was going to say somewhat divided, but they're divided in every way currently. They are emotionally divided, they are divided physically, and they are also, at least some of them, coming at everything from opposing directions. They fled the city of Authandis and boarded two separate boats. The first group, Sebastian and Wyatt, one voluntarily, one not, is on board a vessel heading east, direction uncertain, or destination uncertain, I should say, while the other group is on they boarded at least, a ship, the Instigator, that is the old ship of Diz, and we're heading they were heading east as well, trying to catch up, and seem to be succeeding due to some masterful navigation from our party's beloved half-orc. However, they were overtaken by a very large war galleon flying the colors of the REE, the Royal Exchange Enterprise, the trade organization of the Kingdom of Eldmore. After a brief conversation, first at a distance via the cunning use of flags, and then on the same ship, the REE struck a deal and essentially bought off the Instigator with a mission to go west with a mysterious box. Will we ever decide what's in the box? Who knows?
Don't do it. Don't.
I'm not going to say.
Everyone else.
After that deal was struck, both Celeste and Diz boarded the new vessel, the RE vessel with Mira, the at one time employee of the Jilted Maiden back in Authandis, but who clearly works for the RE in some high capacity. And now they have almost caught up with their prey, the guiding light en route to the great city of Dale of Ire. And that's where we're going to pick up this session. So, first things first. Normally I say, what would you like to do? But we're going to go back just a touch to the evening prior to the two vessels being within eyesight of one another. Everyone is currently asleep. Where are you all sleeping that night?
I'm in a cage.
You're in your cozy piece of floor. Yeah.
I'm guessing I'm sleeping in the same room I'm sharing with Diz.
Okay, so you guys are both in your respective hammocks in the same room?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think probably we've been on the ship a while now, right?
Correct, yeah. Yeah. Well, even
or is this the first night?
No, it's not the first night. You've been there for a few days now,
okay.
on the galleon. So
So I feel like I probably would have talked to her about if we should keep watch the first night or two,
Okay.
like separately, and then figure out whether we should continue to do that or just relax into our captivity.
Right.
Semi-captivity. Unwilling guests.
And so, are you keeping watch?
I guess I will ask.
I'll keep the first watch then. That night.
Okay.
So
I think
I'll
maybe it would be best if we do that for a while, because they clearly want us for something, and I don't know what.
So the first few nights that you're on board, there's no one that watches you, no one that follows you. Mira gives you almost a break from her presence, as if to let you acclimatize to the ship and get used to the situation that you're in. You have a couple days just to kind of rest, speak with each other, and so no one ever comes by, no one ever checks up on you. Do you continue to do watch or not? Okay. So for the sake of this then, we'll say that Celeste is currently asleep and Diz is not. Excuse me. And Wyatt is probably just passed out after his night's exertions, currently conducting whatever experiments or projects that he has going behind his bunk bed fortress. And Bast, are you in a room or are you still sleeping down below on the deck, on the in the hold?
If it's past those 3 to 4 days, I'll be in my cabin. So if the door is here, I'll be asleep just to the side of the door,
Okay.
with my back up against it. And if we're going to go back, like retcon 2 or 3 days before, if that's possible, I would like to fashion some sort of holy symbol on a piece of necklace or rope. And if I know that there is a religious order that people mostly leave alone, like if they're like, that one's the creepy one, let's stay away from that person, that's the one that I would like to fashion.
Sounds right.
Do you have any skills with tools at all?
Probably not thieves' tools.
Not any tools like an honest man would use, like crafting tools.
I thought there was maybe it was like a gaming set that it gave me.
That sounds more realistic.
So yeah, probably
just give
not.
me a straight up dexterity check, so I can see if you can kind of whittle a piece of wood or something.
Like a Molgoth who goes into Hot Topic to buy like a pentacle to make themselves look scarier.
That's right. Yeah.
Edgelord.
And it would be.
Let me see if I'm.
It would be.
I've got a disguise kit and thieves' tools. Can I pick the lock of a piece of wood?
Can you please just roll a dexterity check? Thanks so much.
Okay, here it comes. Not gonna roll very well.
8.
Hell.
So
8.
that is an 8. Your 8. You can, so
Like a troll doll.
Carved out of a soap bar.
So Braytok, his symbol is a new moon. So it's just a black disc essentially. You make the crudest circle that exists. It's more of an oval, and it takes you a couple days to do that. Every once in a while, you just hear Wyatt snickering from his.
Carve it around him.
Okay.
Jesus.
You make that mistake once, and you just hear him laughing, and so you flee.
Like cloth that I stole, I have a nice shelter. I strung up a hammock, and he's struggling with a round bit of wood. Yeah.
This is Wyatt gloating, giggling at him within his cell.
Oh yeah.
Carve it out of that child's toy.
Oh!
No, not really.
It's a terrible.
Okay.
I mean, in character, fucking works.
Oh,
No,
poor
it's not.
Sebastian.
Okay, so you spend some time with it before you go to sleep, and mainly just end in frustration, and you fall asleep with it just on your chest, your knife by your bedside, and you wake up, and there's a breeze playing
Oh,
across
gosh.
your skin.
Summoned this dark god.
No, it's incredibly pleasant, and
Oh, that's
you can smell like some sort of a sweet smoke. Not quite incense, but almost as if someone had thrown like sweet herbs onto a fire or a brazier. And you can hear in the distance birds very, very faintly, and the sound of the wind kind of sighing back and forth. And you open your eyes, and you're laying on a beautiful crushed velvet couch that looks out onto a balcony overlooking an impossibly tall vertical surface. It just goes straight down. You're not sure if it's a cliff or if it's a mountainside or what. And then there's forest as far as you can see below. You're still some distance from it. You're about 10, 15 feet away, but this grand opening into this shocking world is all that you notice at first. But you're laying, you're looking at it from the side, and you realize that someone is playing with your hair behind you.
Is it startling or soothing, or do I get to choose?
It's at that moment there's another smell that slowly seeps into your consciousness, and you realize it's like a deep lavender. And you realize that you know that smell. It's the same smell when you first started, when you had your first dream. And you turn and look, and there she is, the absolutely impossibly beautiful dark-haired woman with pale skin who looks down at you with purple eyes and smiles.
Has she introduced herself to me?
You know who she is.
Okay. I guess that I'm dreaming?
Well, I wouldn't exactly just bring you here on a whim, would I?
I don't know if it's in your power or not to do that. I'm pretty confused most of the time in this situation.
And for the moment, that serves me well. However, I think we should talk about your situation first. First of all, I don't like it. And you look down and you realize the terrible medallion that you were trying to make is still on your chest, even in the dream. And she's like, but you know that he and I have history, so do something else. Try Thalicia.
Do I know that she has history with Braytalk?
I mean,
I don't know what I know and what I don't.
Make a history check.
All right. I'm just going to roll it to speed things up. 11 plus nothing. 12.
Don't know what she's talking about.
If you
Awesome.
would like to tell me more about that, I'll be happy to listen.
I don't think so. So,
You're great.
Our plans are predicated on you being free to move about the world and alive. And so I know that the first part of your plan has succeeded. I'm a little concerned about the second part. You're being pulled into something by somebody who I know very well. So, I think you should put more care into the current part of your plan.
I'm on very much a one-way track to my demise in Dalevire, as far as I understand it. That's about the culmination of the plan, is to deliver this person and free my sister, and then that's it for me.
Do you really think I would have agreed to lend you power if I was going to lose a tool so quickly.
Maybe you've got a thing for lost causes.
I'm fairly certain I won every cause I ever had an interest in.
I'm gonna sit up and turn, and sit upright on whatever it is I'm sitting on. I don't know if it's still like the ship bed or what.
So you sit up and you look, and there's a massive room that is both simple with grand stone architecture of some sort of completely unfamiliar design to you, yet works of art that are placed just so, a massive tapestry on one wall, several paintings on another, a tall golden mirror in the corner that just accent and push you more into the realization that this is some very strange place. And then there's an archway that leads to what might be the rest of this house, palace, building, you don't know. And occasionally you can hear noises from beyond, but that's it. And she looks at you and she says, I can't keep you here long, but this is not the end. You will not go there and give yourself to anyone. I have plans, and you are a part of that plan. Do you understand me?
I don't want to do this thing. I've made a lot of decisions lately that I don't want to do, but ultimately there's one person in this world that I care about, and it's her.
I understand.
And
trust me.
Can you help her? You've been able to do things for me. Can you do things for her?
Possibly. However, by helping you, I am helping her.
And you know I must go to her.
But my point to you is that there are powers beyond what I have given you, that I have given you. There are strategies you can take. You have learned to take what I can do and to kill. Now take what I have given you and make them love you. She turns suddenly and looks back at the entranceway to the other space. He's coming. You don't want to meet him yet. So, sweet dreams. And you start and sway in your hammock. And the little new moon falls off into the floor. But it felt different. You look down.
Look at it. Does it look better?
It is now an ivory disc with the symbol of Felicia on it.
Okay, Bartok symbol goes away.
That's good.
Ivory symbol
Wyatt,
of Felicia.
you wake up and a breeze plays across your face. You feel something almost tickling your nose, and you look, and a woman is looking down at you with long dark hair, and the ends of her hair just tickled or played across your face. She's impossibly beautiful, with pale skin and purple eyes. And she looks down at you and she says, okay, interesting. Hello there, little thing.
Who are you? Oh.
You're good, you're good.
Who are you?
It's a long story, but I wanted to see the other part of this equation. You see, I have a lot at stake here, and I don't really like to play by the rules, so I wanted to bring you in personally to let you know that there could be a lot in this for you.
What are you talking about?
What you see, you are on a ship right now, and you're in a terrible situation. So you look
Yeah.
up, and you can see this massive room that I've just described, and you can look out and you can see the balcony. And so you look back at her, and she kind of has this like slightly knowing, playful smile on her face. And she says, "But here's the thing. I'm going to need you to keep doing what you're doing."
Appreciate the clarity. Hold on a second, and I'm going to try to poke her to see if she is real. And I will poke her.
You poke, she bites your finger.
Does it hurt?
So it hurts a little bit, and then your finger starts to tingle, and the tingling slowly starts to run up your arm, and your whole body starts to feel like it's vibrating, and you sit back and you can't move. And she says, "That's fair
Again.
enough. I like how inquisitive you are. You're very different, but the only thing that I want to make sure is that you do not kill him yet."
Can I talk? Can I move my eyes? Okay. Yeah, like I get like trip against Totalis type ship. Just gonna through clenched teeth, just gonna be like, are you gonna put me in a rug?
That's not really my thing.
All right. Well, I told him what would happen if he messed with those letters, so I have to kill him. I will.
Do you want to see your mother or not?
Fuck off.
That's not a threat. It's an offer.
I'd put me in a rug if I was you.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm not scared of you. That's so funny. Okay. And she blows in your face, and you start awake on the floor of the ship. Look around. Bizarre dream.
Fucking gods, man.
Celeste, you wake up and you're in your cabin. You're not really sure what woke you, but Diz isn't there. So you get up and you realize the door is open. And it's kind of swaying as the ship sways. And you look out and there's no one there. You hear no one, no sounds of any person walking around or doing anything on the ship. You go up top, you know, and you look, and it's a full moon illuminating this vast deck, and the only person you see is a woman in a purple dress with dark hair. She turns back and looks at you. It's the same woman that I've just described before. She
Do I have any idea who she is?
make a history check, actually.
Okay.
You're like the one person who would.
It's actually pretty good. I'm gonna see my adding. 23.
Ooh.
I know. Good rolling.
Something about her, you're like, wait a minute, that fits exactly the description of Vesiana, the demigod who ruled all of Dane at the height of her power and was the demigod of Braytok, until she was finally killed by Rays.
So when I realize this, take a second, close my eyes, and try to mentally remember whether or not the moon should be this full tonight. Okay.
She's not.
Okay. Take a step closer to her. It's interesting to me. It's like you've entered my world, but I've also entered yours.
Okay, I see it now. I didn't at first, I didn't really understand, but okay. This is good, this is promising.
Sebastian.
Come here.
Take another step closer to her. I assume this is not a chance meeting.
Nothing is by chance anymore. There's too much at stake.
Take another second and kind of like breathe in to feel the air in my skin. To feel like, do I feel like this is a dream? And does it feel similar to like when I was sucked into that portal looking at that guy's ruby, or does this feel more real?
It feels incredibly real. You can feel the sea spray when the ship, lists off to one side. You can feel, you can almost feel the moon light as it hits your exposed skin. It's like this. That's the only thing that you can really tell that it feels hyper real.
Okay.
Like there's a weight,
So then
a tingle to your skin.
Right. I'll take another step closer to her then and be like, I won't insult you to pretend like I have any idea what is happening.
Then I will be honest with you. I have a lot at stake at what's happening right now. And there are forces that would get in the way of those plans. I don't really like people getting in the way of my plans. And I'm going to stack the deck a little bit. So, I'm going to need you to not let Sebastian die. You're about to enter.
That is not the conversation I thought this would be.
You're about to enter
And
a
I just
world.
start just laughing. I'm like, I'm sorry. If I'm not mistaken, I'm in the presence of a, what would you call you, a displaced demigod?
Oh, I'm not displaced.
And you want to make sure that I don't kill, or that he doesn't die.
That's correct.
Some lowlife scum who's just trying to, what's the word? Fight his own agenda. Why do you think he would fight your agenda?
Why do you think he's fighting his own agenda?
Maybe you want to tell me.
Not my place to tell. Plus, you know very well that no one should reveal everything at the first meeting. But what I can tell you is that I know many things. I know many secrets. And I know where you are headed. There are many chances to learn the things that have always been held back. And I don't believe that that's right. So I'm very interested in making sure that you learn what you deserve to know.
I just take a gasp because you're offering me the knowledge of magic.
You already have the knowledge of magic.
Not proficiently.
I'm offering you maybe some help. Think it over. Go get your beauty sleep. Oh, don't look like that. Don't be cross. And she leans forward and she embraces you, kisses you on the cheek, and You start awake.
And there's this moment where I suddenly am like, oh fuck, I probably should be a lot sweeter to something that I do not understand at all. Is Diz in the room?
Diz is in the room.
Is she awake?
She's awake.
Did I notice her wake up like that?
Yes.
You're right over there.
Have you had any weird dreams on the ship?
Have I had any weird dreams on the ship? No.
I think we should try to figure out what kind of meeting they're taking us to. We both know they're not telling us everything, and it seems like there's a lot of old and maybe new power, and I think we have to make sure we're not tools in their hands. I know that sounds like ridiculous, and I don't know. I guess I'm having a hard time finding people to trust recently, and I need that right now.
See any downside to making sure the odds are stacked a bit more in our favor?
I can finish the watch now. Careful in your dreams.
Pretty heavy sleeper.
Alright, so you go to sleep. You sleep through the night. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so you go to sleep, and you're out for an indeterminate amount of time, and the ship jerks suddenly and violently, and you start up. You look, and Celeste is not in the room, and the entire ship is at an angle. You find yourself running out of the door, and you look around, you see no one. The entire ship is empty. No Celeste, no other sailors, no Mira. You run up to the deck, and you look, and the ship has hit an island. This rocky, rough, craggy island, and it's listing dangerously to one side, and you can just feel, that the hull is ripped, that it's just ran aground on something, on an island that's not supposed to be there. And the sky is a strange steel color, lit by some sort of a moon that's hidden, but still brightens the entire sky. It's bizarre. And as you look at this this rocky island, there's one figure who is coming down this like slick, wet surface. It's a broad-shouldered figure with long hair. He slowly comes up to the ship, jumps up, and lands on the deck in front of you. And there's this breeze blowing. It seems to be like coming at him from all angles. And he comes up to you, and he gets fairly close to you. He's only a few feet away from you, and he's tall, and he's a perfect specimen. Like, he is the most muscular, like physically fit human being you've ever seen in your life. Like any sort of humanoid creature ever. Square jaw, like kind of like roughly handsome. Like it's hard to tell what color his eyes are in this light. It looks like he hasn't shaved in a while, like kind of a 5 o'clock shadow, kind of rough, like he's been on a campaign or on a trail for a long time. And he looks down at you. Yeah, you'll do. I don't like doing this. Don't trust them. Don't trust any of them. Especially no one tied with Elmore. And, if you see anyone who's tied to my wife, just watch them. something's going on. Sorry. Do you have any idea who I am? Yeah. Okay. And he reaches out and he clasps your arm. You get this burst of knowledge. Like, you see battles and like campaigns and duels and like all this just flash of images. You see throwing someone off of a tower. You see like climbing up the same tower but like much younger. You see aspire an impossibly tall mountain and having an argument with a man in armor in front of you, and you realize this is Ray's, the most famous of the demigods, who was the champion of the god of war. Then he looks at you and he says, yeah, you'll do. I'm sorry. And you wake up. You can get one word out. You can get a line out if you want to say something. So, you've been on your watch now for probably 3 hours. And you see her.
So I turn to her and I'm like, did she come to you?
No.
You okay? Get up and go sit on the edge of her bed. You look like maybe you could use a glass of water. Pour her one.
I'm not gonna ask you to trust me, Celeste. Can't ask someone to do something like that. Time does that. That's all I'll say.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll finish the watch.
Just let me prove it, is all I'm saying. I don't know that we should take anybody at their words here. That's all.
That makes more sense.
Kind of pretend I'm gonna go back to sleep and then don't.
And dump the water behind you so that way, just in case.
Every time you close your eyes, you see a sword flash, or you see. At one point, you close your eyes and you see thousands of people in black armor that are charging at you, and you know that the nearest forces that are supporting you are about 400 yards behind you. All right, so that night passes. Everyone has different levels of sleep. I'm not going to give anyone a point of exhaustion because I just inflicted all that upon you. And
Thanks, John.
the next morning, those of you aboard the REE vessel, you hear some excited murmuring, and look. Someone scrambles down from the crow's nest and talks excitedly with another member of the crew. They run over, begin speaking to the captain, that large man with a big, thick, dark beard. And you see him smile and nod. And he says, "Everybody get ready. Today's the day." And where we left off last time was back aboard the guiding light, where they were screaming, "Ship, ship, ship." So, belatedly, what do you do?
go look off wherever everyone else is looking.
Okay, make a perception check.
So, back of the book. Natural 1.
I was gonna say you can't roll 3 times, but you rolled a natural
Well,
1,
keep
so
going.
you obviously weren't lying.
Natural 20.
Yeah,
One 3 times.
So you lean over the rail excitedly and look, and exactly at that moment, a splash of water comes up, and like you get seawater in your eyes, and you're just sitting there like, and you can't see anything. You have no idea.
Wait and listen for what the hell people are talking about.
So at this point, both ships are visible to one another, and as the day progresses, they begin to get closer and closer, and the REE vessel is definitely gaining on the guiding light. Eventually, you see... Sorry, go ahead.
Ask Hamish what's going on.
So Hamish is in the middle of like speaking with another sailor, and that person runs off and runs below deck, and Hamish, I don't know. This could get pretty bad though. It's that's a whopper out there.
Can I see the ship at this point?
Yeah, you can see it. It's a massive ship.
Do I know what the colors are?
Black and white and gold. Yep.
Do we know why this REE vessel is following us?
No, but I mean, we're not officially at war, but we're also not officially not at war. So,
will it be a fight then?
I hope not. That's
Can we handle something like that?
We've heard that their biggest ships have 16 guns. I've never seen a ship with 16 guns in my whole life. Didn't think it was possible.
How many guns for this ship?
8.
Yeah, outgunned.
So, but you know,
We've had worse odds.
yeah, we'll see what happens. All right. So the REE vessel, which you guys that are on the REE vessel, you hear the captain at this point. He's saying, bring her around, and he starts. And at one point, he says, someone asks him a question, and you hear him say, "No, I'm not worried about that. The Hain can dish out more than that little thing." And you've heard enough people say that this ship they call the ship 2 things: either the Hain or the Envy. And you realize
it's got
that
2 names.
It's called the Hain. It's called Hain's Envy. Hain obviously being some person that you don't know, or some person from whatever, it's somebody's name. But the Hain's Envy finally gets to the point where both ships start maneuvering, trying to be able to get a broadside off. And again, you see someone from the Hain start signaling. And at this point, the guiding light turns and does get a few guns off. You guys, so Diz, you're the first person. You hear that boom, boom, and you know exactly what's coming. You brace yourself. Celeste, you're like, what's going on?
Where are we right now?
So you're like you're up on the deck, but you're like pretty far back, and so like you're in the raised castle part of the back of the deck.
If I'm anywhere near Celeste, I do that like mom in the front seat thing where they like put their arm over the seatbelt.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna make a difference, yeah.
And it's a good thing too, because it doesn't hit the ship, but they do like like the sails jerk suddenly as they try to make an adjustment really fast, and the wind catches differently, and she goes flying forward, luckily straight into your arm. So, and for the next 30 minutes, it's just constant, like both ships are changing direction, both ships are trying to get in position. It's just back and forth nonstop, and finally the Envy does get a shot off and hit the guiding light. Yeah.
How close do the ships have to be to one another for them to hit with cannon fire?
So these cannons can hit up to 1,000 feet away. But
Cool.
but at this point, you guys are much closer than that.
How close are we?
Funny you should ask.
Oh, yes.
We are going to go to the map.
Run and get all the gear in my room, just in case there's like a moment where I have to jump on a pile of sticks or something to survive, like, Titanic.
Like Titanic? Oh, got it.
Titanic style. Near, far,
Wherever you
do
are.
it.
All right. So this is you're a little bit further away than this. Obviously, you're not like 20 feet, but this is as good a representation as
Your ship is significantly bigger than ours.
there's a joke in
Dating
there
for
somewhere.
something.
Yeah. And finally, the Envy gets a perfect. They come up alongside, and there is a perfect opportunity for a massive broadside. The entire ship ripples with this one long line of explosions. It starts at the back and just works its way up, and so it rocks the entire ship. Again, Diz and Celeste, you are grabbing something, and Bast, you expect completely just to be blown away by this. You can you brace for impact, and you're ready to be thrown off, and instead nothing happens.
A warning salvo.
It didn't sound like it, and at first, like there's like smoke billowing from the side of the ship where all the broad side were. There's smoke billowing from the guns, from where the guns fired off that complete broadside, and
Look at the like lean over and look at the ship to see if there's like 16 holes in it.
There is not. And you notice one of the sailors doing this.
You motherfuckers. All right, I'll yell out, in the name of Felicia, and shoot the ship with an Elder's Blast.
Everybody roll initiative.
What the fuck?
So
I'll hold up that holy symbol and try to zap somebody at a cannon.
please remember to click your token first, and then.
Token, then it.
Yeah. Dude, that's so funny. Like you. Are you always the one who starts combat? I think you are.
Always.
Not
life.
always.
Literally always.
Yeah.
Literally
It's
always.
funny.
God.
Where the hell am I?
You're over there on the left.
Where is my character sheet?
Oh, there I am. Great.
Why is this not? Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Never mind. I figured it out.
I didn't. I don't know. I never understand.
You're doing great.
Am I? Am I? I don't know why, like, I can't, like, click on... Hold on.
So everybody bear with us while we all roll initiative. And
My technological incompetence shines.
I'm just getting ready for a pirate fight.
We'll always kill Bast.
Oh,
Yeah, I just want to point out that nobody came to me and was like, "Hey, Bast has plot armor," so.
Is
So-
it weird that I want to kill Bast more?
Oh,
Someone
it
told
is.
you not to.
Also, I can't
Also,
click on my
some-
token.
Creature that's like, just do what you're doing. I'm proud of you. It's like, fuck off. You didn't do shit for me. Like, I'm not gonna listen to you.
Okay, there's my token.
Something terrible happened the last time I listened to a handsome man, so I'm not especially inclined to do that.
Okay, so after I click on my token, what the hell do I do?
That isn't attractive.
then you hit initiative.
I did that, but it didn't do anything.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
I'm sorry.
You're doing great.
Okay, so let's go
Always.
ahead and
So
order
good.
this.
So good.
All right. So at this point, Diz and Celeste, you realize you're standing next to Mira, who
Oh, it's so much worse than mine.
like watched this massive broadside with this kind of like, you know, she like kind of disappointed, you know. But then when she starts to look over and realizes that the ship is still there and nothing is happening, she gets this really concerned look on her face. And Bast and Y. Bast, you're up top. You're like kind of in the front of the ship. You see sailors all around, and Toriel, the captain, is back by the sailor who obviously cast a spell, right? I mean, you saw
Make
him.
a mental note of that dude. Like, memorize his face.
Yeah. Well, on the map, he's obviously a mage. So there you go. That's fun. That'd be easy for you.
Oh,
to
the guy with the big glowing.
Hilarious.
The big glowy.
It's the
Oh!
it's the mage from the monsters manual. What are you gonna do?
That's so good. Keep
Yeah.
shining, pretty lady.
And but your ship has been hit a few times at this point. And why? Let's see something here. Oh, that's interesting. One of those cannonballs tore through the side of your cage.
Well, that's convenient.
Whole escape plan I had planned. You know
It's
what? I'm gonna
been
use it anyway,
forever.
just to spite this fucking. All right. Yeah. Cool.
He's gonna
His
build it
hand
back
of
out of
God.
spite. No one tells me what to do. Actually, that's all. It was pure chance. I gave it a pure chance. Okay.
Nice.
So
I'm fine with it.
all right. So at the top of the order, Bast.
Eldritch Blast doesn't do anything to sails, so does there look? Do I see anybody I recognize?
Wait a
on the
minute.
other-
So first of all, make a perception check. Second of all, what is Eldritch Blast force damage?
Yep, that's right.
It'll still knock a hole through something.
No, it says it targets like people or some. There's a particular wording
Okay.
in the. I mean, if you say it does, then it'll. I'm fine with it. 18 is my perception.
Okay. So you look over there. At this point, it's you can see people running around on the deck. You can see their faces. You just catch red hair blowing towards the back of the ship, and it's just like that's all you see. Then like someone runs in front of you, but like there's this brief moment where you just gets flashed, and you're like, oh my god, it's Celeste.
Motherfucker. I mutter, I gave them the goddamn gold to flee, not to. Son of a bitch. And I try to shoot. Can I see the.
To try to shoot who?
I'm not. Somebody manning the wheel.
The helm. Yes.
Yeah,
You do
yeah.
see someone manning the helm.
I'm gonna try to shoot that person.
Okay.
And here goes nothing. 20.
20 does hit. What's your range?
300 feet.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. Okay.
That's what you're like. I was like, Eldritch Blast can hit anything, and you're like 1,000 feet. I was like, that doesn't work. Son of a bitch. 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay, excellent.
And
So,
then duck behind something.
so Celeste and Diz, you guys see this kind of familiar, sudden arc of energy come from the other ship, from the far side of the other ship. So you can't really see exactly where it came from, but you see this like lance of like this purplish black energy shoot just past the captain and hit the person who's on the helm right now, and tears through his upper body, leaving like this dark scald all over his exposed skin. And he grabs the helm and starts to like pull, and like is barely hanging on by holding on to the wheel.
By the mercy of might.
I look at Diz and I go, I bet he just told someone not to use magic.
I will laugh at that. Like angrily, but that was a good one. So it's more of one of those like, you're probably right.
That's funny.
All
right.
Just for my, like, does anyone run over to grab the helm, or are the other sailors around, like, busy fighting things?
No one has done so yet, but that's only because of the magic of initiative order in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But you are a quartermaster. You know how to do that. So, all right. This person up at the top of the ship in black armor rushes over to the side, and he is going to try and fire over with a crossbow that he pulls off of his back. And he's going to shoot at the source of that Eldritch Blast and misses with an 8. His compatriot runs over to the edge and shoots at the captain of the other ship. And, technically within range. And he misses. Alright, Diz, you're up.
Has anybody run over to the helmsman, and is he where I am thinking that he is?
He is right here.
Okay, if no one has gone over there yet, I will run over and grab the wheel so that we don't, like, veer off course.
Okay.
Is that my action?
Running over there and grabbing the helm, I'll say that's a bonus action.
Okay. Then with my action, with my crossbow, I'm going to fire at the closest guy I can see, which is this gentleman over here by the mast.
Which one over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 19 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Sorry. God damn it. That's a 9 piercing.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So,
Nice work. I mean, damn it.
so you take your crossbow out. So you go over there and you grab the helm and you just like put your elbow on it, and then you like hold your crossbow, you whip it out, aim, and let loose, and catches him right in the throat, and he just drops immediately, like grabbing at his neck. All right.
The rest of my turn, if I have anything, can I scan the deck and see if I can see Wyatt?
Make a perception check.
9.
You look, and all you see sailors running around. You see a man who is like probably the captain. It's hard to say. You can't really see anything. It's chaos over there. There's still a lot of smoke too. All right. So this sailor is over here, still continuing to try and keep his ship right. So he's going to stay where he's at. Let's see, is this guy? Okay. Yep. Same for him. This bandit, though, this black leather person, he's going to shoot over at the other ship at the captain. And misses. Now it's Hamish's turn. Hamish runs over to the side and he pulls out a crossbow from a little compartment on the side of the ship and fires, and 21 hits and does 3 piercing damage to this guy right here. So shoots out and it cuts straight across this person's arm, like completely severing his bicep. The bolt just goes tearing right through his arm. He screams in pain and drops the ropes that he was just holding, trying to keep everything tight. And that is Hamish's turn. This guy shoots at Jeremy and a 12 misses you. Sebastian, right? Okay.
Does not hit.
Excellent. And he doesn't do anything. All right, so now the captain of the NB runs forward and looks wildly at the opposing ship. He scans, he nods, and he turns and he says, "Down below, focus here, focus everything on that." And so he starts barking orders out, telling them to focus on something towards the back of the ship. And that's his turn. Actually, we're going to have cannon fire there. So we're just going to roll a d20 for that. You hear boom, boom, boom. And 3 cannons fire towards the back of the ship and narrowly miss the mast towards the back of the the guiding light. All right. And so we're back to Mira now. So Mira has been standing there, like holding onto the side of the rail next to you, Celeste. As things continue on, she looks angrier and angrier. She, at this point, just shakes her head, and she's wearing like this long coat with like a very elaborate, beautiful long coat with breeches under it. And she goes over and she reaches down and pulls up where they have kind of like where you can put cargo down below. She pulls that up, that kind of graded area, reaches in, and she pulls out a musket. She sights the musket over almost exactly to where the cannons just fired. And she fires. I don't know why that did that. That's bizarre. So I didn't figure that out. But anyway, yeah, that's weird, right?
2 is the d20 plus 5 dex plus 4 proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, so she gets a... So I'll just figure this out this way. So, okay, so she fires. You hear poof, and you see the puff of the powder, and you see the captain on the other ship. The ball goes whizzing straight in front of his face, and he turns, and he, as best he can at this distance, locks eyes with her. And she just narrows her eyes and she puts it down and starts the process of priming and packing it back again. And now it's Toriel's turn. This is a good opportunity for me to tell you guys something about muskets in this campaign. Gunpowder weapons, muskets, pistols, things like that. They're obnoxious because they have to be reloaded. So the next round you have to reload. You can't just, it's not a bonus action, it's not, you have to reload it. It takes time, it's slow. But they ignore armor.
All armor?
There is proof.
What about musket armor?
There's proofed armor. So it's more expensive, it's a little thicker, and it usually has an angle to it so that the bullets deflect a little bit and it takes away some of the power from the shot. This is all based on history. This is based on research that I've done for this campaign. So it's called proofed because after the armorer makes it, they literally shoot it with a musket and you can see the dent where a musket ball hit and bounced off. So gunpowder weapons are very powerful, but they do have their limitations.
Okay.
Are there handguns?
Dead Kelly shit. I love it.
So just something to consider in the future. Yeah, there
Are there handguns?
There are pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just
I
have
got
like, have just like 6 pistols.
Well, it's like,
on
you mean these?
drip, 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 drip.
You mean the naked Wyatt just pulls pistols out of nowhere? I got him! Ah!
Okay, so the Captain Toriel, at this point, he pulls his own musket out and looks over at the opposing captain and fires. And misses. I think I've rolled a 5 on every single roll
Everyone
so far.
here is on 3 apparently.
That's right. Why? It is your turn down below.
Okay, so the guiding light, are the cannons on the top deck?
Cannons are so the second deck, right?
Second deck. Okay, so just getting that fucking cage ripped open, like looks down and realizes he is naked besides boots, and is like, fuck it, and just grabs his little shirt bag that he like sewed together, and his little thing of water that he messed with throughout the night, and just runs out. And I am specifically looking for wherever the fuck Bast slept the past few nights.
Make an investigation check.
Sure. I'll open every room if I have to. I'm assuming everyone's up
I will
top.
burn the ship down again.
That is a natural 18 plus a lot, so 22.
Okay, so as much as you can during 6 seconds, which is probably popping your
I'll
head.
do this the rest of the battle. I'm fine with it.
Probably 2 rooms. You look inside, and in most of these ships, like where the crew sleeps in like one big gigantic room with like just tons and tons of hammocks strewn about, right? So you go into like a few of these like side rooms where guest quarters, and they don't seem to have any belongings inside of them. All right.
Okay.
Celeste, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to turn in the direction that I saw that familiar blast that came from across the ship, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to see if I can see Bast, and this will work whether or not I can, but I'm going to glance and see if I can see him.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Will that be my action, though?
No.
Okay. 13.
You look over there, I mean, you don't really see anyone that matches his description. You see a bunch of, weathered looking sailors frantically trying to keep the ship on course. You see this fairly ostentatious captain in the back, and then there are a few people hidden by sails. So they're on the far end of sails or, behind something else on the ship, and you don't see him.
Okay. But I know the general direction that it came from. So I'm
Yes.
going to point my finger towards that direction, and since he is someone who is familiar to me, I'm going to cast Message, and out of habit, I'm going to use a sleight of hand to try to disguise my casting of the spell.
18. Okay.
So 18. And I'm gonna send a message to him that says, "You're making your redemption arc fucking hard. You don't have to choose that side."
Sebastian, you hear it. Like, all of a sudden, and you just shot this Eldritch Blast off, and, things are rocking. All of a sudden, you hear muskets firing from each ship, and a crossbow bolt goes flying into somebody, and then, clear as day, you hear Celeste's voice in your ear.
Do I know that I can respond to that? Or do I have any idea?
Make an Arcana check.
11 plus 1, 12.
No.
Yeah.
So I just whisper to myself then, nobody wants any of this. I've got to get him to Dalevire.
So you
There
hear
are always
him
more than one
mutter.
option.
It's like he muttered it under his breath. You can
Okay.
kind of hear
Like
it.
talking to myself.
Okay. And then I'm going to say, like, a lot softer, and then I think that's the end of my 6 seconds. But I'm going to say a lot softer. There are always more than one option.
All right.
And that's my turn.
All right. Excellent. So now it is the Secret Wizard's turn.
Secret Wizard!
Secret Wizard. And let's see here. Secret Wizard sounds like a bar I want to go to.
Be a little bit like a speakeasy, but it would be like potions? I don't know.
It's like The Alchemist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Into
pretty
it.
sure. I'm pretty sure he can do other stuff.
The
Don't
the
like
alchemist.
that.
Wall of Fire is a good one here. I'm just throwing that out there.
So
Whose side are you on?
he.
I got one
Just
one thing.
Jeremy's.
So you see this person at the back of the ship. Celeste, you can see him. Bast, you can see this movement out of the corner of your eye. You turn and look, and you kind of duck down so you can see him to sail. And you see this guy. He starts to wave his hands around, and these red tracers start to fire behind it. And then his hands get brighter and brighter, and then he brandishes his arms. I guess that's what I was trying to say. And you see this burst of flame fly out, and as it goes, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it explodes.
Oh. I'm sorry.
So he hits the central sail with a fireball. So now this
When I see that, is it close to where I think Celeste is?
it's pretty close. You're not sure. You're not sure exactly where she is.
Don't pretend like you care.
Oh.
So it is. It's about this area right here. So it's just going to be. Let's see. 10, 20. So Mira will have to make a saving throw. The captain will. Actually, Celeste. Luckily for you, you were just outside of the range of this spell. So
My skirts are very flammable.
these two guys are incinerated no matter what. He's dead. The captain is going to make his saving throw, and he fails. And let's go ahead and do Mira. She's going to try to save, and she...
God, holy fuck.
I still don't understand what's happening with her rolls,
What
but
the hell is that number?
I don't know why she gets +2 on everything, or she, but
How did you roll 20? Maybe she's a paladin.
she got a 28.
She's blessed.
So
Hashtag blessed.
she dodges out of the way, and you see her like dusting. She like goes back into a complete backflip. She lands just next to you, Celeste. Like in a 3-point stance, she comes up and she's brushing cinders off of her shirt, and her face is bright red, but otherwise she seems fairly unscathed.
And Diz proposes.
Yeah, instantaneously. Oh, no.
Diz
Not
ain't-
that kind of commitment.
Diz ain't impressed. Okay,
But then Leslane is going to be very jealous and upset.
Bast, it's your turn.
What am I supposed to do? So I nuked the guy who was running the helm, and I popped back up from sinking behind the railing, and I am about to charge another Eldritch Blast at the helm. Do I see that it's Diz?
Make a perception check. You do not.
It's a 9.
Of course, now the entire center sail is on fire, so it's pretty distracting.
Secret Wizard, is he chanting again?
I mean, he just threw a fireball, so he's currently not chanting, but
Does it look like he's drawing himself up again?
he's still muttering under his breath as far as you can tell.
All right, I'm going to run over there and tackle him. He's this guy.
Yep, the guy with glowing hands. Yeah, that's him.
All right, I'm going to run over here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and just try to jump on him.
Okay, make a grappling check.
Is that athletics?
That's right.
Or do I have to hit him first?
No, athletics check. Opposing athletics checks.
Athletics, perfect. Nailed it.
And he got a 13. So you go up and you grab him and you try to wrestle him to the ground, and he kind of like and just he's a very thin, wiry man, but he just manages to like push your arms off to the side and push you away momentarily.
Stop it. All right, well, that's the way I thought that was going to happen.
What's wrong with you?
Stop shooting fireballs!
Question, can I see this?
I'll let you make a perception check when it's your turn.
Damn. Okay. I just wanted to change his saving throw. That's all. His ability check.
Do you know what?
But if I can't see it, it's cool.
No, actually, so I mean, it's within your line of sight, and since it's divination, what if you saw this unfolding beforehand?
Okay, so like I see
I'll allow it.
in my mind's eye, like Sebastian going to tackle this wizard that just got there,
That's right.
and I breathe in and I realize like this is his moment that can decide, not to, and I see him try to tackle this, and in my mind's eye, I see like the wizard push him off and be like, "What is your problem?" And I change his ability check to a 1.
Okay. Whenever.
What the fuck, shit?
I'm like, and so like, the way it kind of works is I realize if I can shift it so that when he pushes Sebastian off, instead he like trips over his robe a little bit and is tackled down.
So,
Jerry missed all of that.
so
No, I heard it. She's using Portent, isn't she?
yep. So it almost looks a touch like the Matrix, like where the guy starts to push you out of the way, and there's like this really quick shift back, where reality very quickly almost shifted, and
Speaking of
instead
demigod.
you've grappled him now, and you've got your arms around him, and you're pushing him backwards.
Drag him to the ground.
Okay.
Right, it's like push backwards or not prone.
Yeah.
I'm just going to
And
hold him prone.
I try my best to make eye contact with Sebastian, and I feel like it's probably way too chaotic and stuff like that and insane.
Okay. doesn't say this is a concentration spell though, so that's fun. All right. A couple more crossbow bolts get fired over from. Oh man, that's gonna hurt someone. So that sailor gets shot through the head with a crossbow bolt, and the other one, nothing happens. Okay, Diz, you are still at the helm.
I think I've got a bolt somewhere.
State of the sail. Do I think if I let go of the helm, it will have any bearing on what's about to happen?
So the sail just got hit with a fireball that did 27 hit points of damage. It is on fire. Like
He's on fire.
There's no way in the world. In fact, what you need to do now is cut the mast down and try to like knock it overboard so it doesn't just the whole ship burn.
So what I'm hearing is I can let go of the steering wheel and we'll be fine.
That's great. Great news. We need you.
Okay. Over here. It's 15 feet. Gonna shoot at the captain over here, since I feel like I will not be able to get a clear shot at the wizard because there's someone on top of him.
You would have disadvantage, and he would have partial cover. So,
I mean, it doesn't really matter which one you hit, but
Do I see Sebastian?
yeah. I mean, you're like really close. You don't need to make a perception check. It's right there. You see him like grapple this dude, and then like they're like knock him to the ground.
I saw him grapple the guy though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I'll hit the captain then.
Okay.
Or I will try to. Maybe not with a 9 though.
Yep, it sails over his head.
Sails. Huh. Nice.
Do you want to do anything else?
What can I do with my bonus action? I don't have anything. Do I see anything around that someone could potentially use to go start chopping the mast down?
I mean, there are, there are axes and hatchets on the ship in case something like this happens, or in case you need to cut like rope, or in case you need to cut something. So yeah, I mean, there are things like this. The bosun, especially, will have something like that. He's the on-ship carpenter. But you don't know for sure if the bosun is one of the people that just got killed. So
Yeah, I guess I will not do anything then, besides come over here and chill next to Celeste.
okay. All right. So one more crossbow bolt's going to go flying over, and that misses as well. All right. Hamish is going to fire back. And misses. Okay, so at this point, the captain looks up. He's seething at what's going on, especially now that his ship is on fire. So he looks, and you guys have, as this battle has happened, you've drifted closer. So now you are the distance that you see on the map from one another. You guys are very close. And he looks and sees what's going on, and he jumps and dives into the water.
the captain does?
Yes. The captain of the RE ship. The captain of the MV.
Well,
Okay.
hold up, I didn't realize that was an option.
No, wait.
That.
So
Will you ping which one? Oh, that's him? He's
Yeah.
swimming towards us?
that's about as much as he can get with a dive and then half movement. So he is swimming over to the other ship. Yep.
Okay.
No, that's your captain swimming towards my ship.
Yep.
Oh, wait, our captain is swimming towards your ship.
It's coming
Your-
to whip our ass.
Will someone ping who your captain is?
Yeah, the fancy looking guy over here.
The fancy pants guy. Okay.
Yeah,
Fancy Dan.
that's right.
Fancy man. Okay.
Yep. All right. Excellent. And so now it's Mira's turn. She's going to stride over here, look at the other ship, and finish reloading her musket. And the captain of the Guiding Light is going to also reload his musket. He's going to he's going to look down and say, "What are you doing, you madman?" and starts trying to pull Sebastian off of his wizard. So he is going to try to grapple you
Jesus.
and gets a 13.
Oh well. And I can make an acrobatics or athletics. Is
That's
that
right. That's right.
Opposing.
Suck my balls.
Yeah. So you just like spin your legs around and like push him back, and so he like stumbles back and can't quite get to you. And that's his turn. Why? What are you doing?
I'm still looking for my letters, man. So how many turns I gotta search through cabins, or how many cabins are there? Do that whole thing.
So, Bast, you said at the beginning of this that you grabbed everything and took it with you, right? Right. All right. So,
But Wyatt doesn't know that, so he's frantically searching for his shit.
Yep. So
Correct.
you spend the next rest of your turn going through 1, 2, 3, 4 more cabins, just poking your head in, looking. Most of them are empty, and that's there aren't that many more. At least you're not sure. You see a couple more doors, but you're starting to get a little frantic. Celeste, it is your turn now.
Okay, so I'm gonna move closer to the edge of the ship. Let's see if I can, how far I can go. Okay, yeah, that's 20. And then I'm going to look towards the captain. Let me make sure he's close enough.
Okay.
He's 45 feet from me.
Yep.
Damn. Well, shit.
Yeah, a
You can
touch
move.
attack probably won't get him.
Well, no, I need 30 feet. Thanks very much.
Can you move 15 feet closer?
I mean, I'm at the edge of my ship.
Oh, gotcha.
I
There's
can
another
jump in the
option.
water. Get in that water.
Everybody's doing it.
Everyone's doing it. It's what all the cool kids are. Let's see. I don't think there's a way I can get him closer. No. God damn it. So if I move... So, John, if I jump in the water, does it move 15 straight feet, or is it like down and then forward?
You definitely have to jump down. I mean,
Okay,
you're
so I wouldn't be
jumping-
able to get 50 feet like closer. It'd
You're
be
jumping like 20 feet
20 feet.
down. Yeah.
Fair enough. That's fair. That's fair. Okay then.
I hope no one who ever knows anything about ships actually watches this, because it's going to be so embarrassing. They're going to be like, "Oh my god!"
And then, so a ship, does it float?
In the air.
20 feet.
It's a spelljammer ship.
Yeah, yeah.
We use magic. It's okay. This is
Fine.
physics don't
actually,
really work.
Hole that size in the hull, you would have sunk that ship. It would have been tilting at a 45 degree.
I hope that
angle,
we
you know?
get so many people that watch us that somebody gives a shit about that. I would be
Very
fine.
true.
Yeah, actually redacted. If someone
Yes!
We made it.
to watch us, that's
We've got that guy.
Look. So let's
Alright,
move.
I
Let's
guess
move on.
I'm just gonna jump in then.
Okay. The only thing I was going to say though is that whatever we need to do so that Madison has to make that voice again. We need to. Yeah. All right. So anyway. All right.
My character can come up with something probably.
Oh my
It'd be pretty
god.
amazing.
I can't wait. That's coming back. Okay. So you jump in.
So I'm gonna jump in, and I think that'll get me just.
You can get about right there.
I can get to there.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
so
right.
how
you can get
far
right
am I-
behind him. Yeah.
Okay, how far am I away then from the captain?
but at this point, he's got at least 3/4 cover because you're looking up another 15 feet. I don't even know if you can see
I don't
him.
care if he has cover. I just need to be able to see him.
I don't know if you can see him. It's just that you're looking up, and he's like up on a deck of a ship, and you're like looking. You know what I'm saying? You have to climb up.
Yeah, that's logical. I hear you. All right, I'm gonna dash.
Okay, so you dash and you swim past the captain. You come over and you slam into some invisible force. You're swimming, and right when you look down and you see that the water is like lapping up against something that's nothing, you're like, what is that? And then your hand hits it, and then you like go head first into it, and you like spin back a little dazed, and you start to sink. You like steady yourself, and you put your hands up, and there is an invisible wall that runs the entire like length of where your hands can go, and it extends just a little bit down into the water.
Delavar, what?
Well, shit. Head on back. God damn it. I'm like, look, I'm not a very good swimmer anyway. I've got a stupid skirt on. Like, I'm gonna sink. And I turn to the captain and I'm like, they have a barrier.
Good for them.
Can you get through it?
If it was his turn, this would be awesome. I could just, I could do something. You know. He's like, wait
Alright.
6 seconds.
Alright, well, I'll just tread in the water then with him for a minute.
Okay.
We'll just chillax.
It's the end of your turn anyway, so.
Talking free action.
Okay, so,
Sucked.
it's the mage's turn again. And he has decided that he is not a fan of Sebastian. He's going to try to break this grapple.
Welcome to the team.
Fucking invisible sharks.
And he gets a 10.
Oh man, well I've got a 50-50 chance of hitting this. And mine has to be athletics, right? It can't be acrobatics?
You can try to get out with an acrobatics check, but I don't think
But I
you
have
can
to
grapple
hold him.
someone. It's strength based. He wriggles out of your grasp. And
That's his action.
Yep, and then he stands up. And that is his action. And Bast, it's your turn again.
Catch him again.
It's just like the worst wrestling competition.
I'm
ever.
so bad at this. So this is why I didn't drop kick that guy into the water before Wyatt blew everybody up. Because I'm so bad at this shit. Fuck! 2. That's twice I've rolled a 2.
That's
I
so
am
bad.
A very small child.
Bold move, Cotton. He beats you
Well, he
with
sucks,
a
but
7.
I just suck worse.
He beats you with a
God.
7.
Damn it.
Okay, so you try to grab him again, and he just like kind of slips out. But you put like a terrible effort into it. And
All right, I'm going to stand in front of him and go like this. So he doesn't shoot the other ship with a fireball.
but
maybe.
he is saying, "What are you doing? Go below deck, you moron! What are you?" And he's like trying to push you away.
Don't shoot my friends.
Celeste,
Don't shoot the people I drugged.
Celeste, make a perception check.
Got a complicated
Okay.
past.
Complicated.
He's a complicated man. All right, I'm muting myself.
It's for the best.
All right, so 2 more crossbow bolts from the bandits. Wow, you're distracted. You're very distracted. So
There's a wall. There's an invisible fucking wall.
correct. So one of those crossbow bolts finds a person and kills him. The man right beside of Hamish takes a crossbow bolt through the chest. He is down. Diz, it is your turn again. Are you muted?
Captain.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you.
I'm gonna briefly look over the side to make sure Celeste isn't drowning or dead. Then when it looks like she's just wet, I'm gonna fire at the captain.
Okay.
11.
I don't think that hits him. It does not. Anything else?
I like not getting hit, but I'm also not very effective at range. Can I say that I do something with that movement up here, and that I fired as I was running?
I'll allow it.
Okay, so I'm gonna take that 15 feet I just ran and then long jump into the water,
Okay.
which will land me here.
Okay. And that's your turn.
Mhm.
All right, one more crossbow bolt over to the other ship. And that definitely hits. And this fellow up top gets hit through the thigh. All right, Hamish's turn. He's going to return fire, but one thing you notice while you're having your pathetic wrestling contest with a mage, you notice that your ship is losing sailors at a rapid rate. Over half the crew that's on deck currently is dead. So, Hamish fires back and misses. Alright, so it is now the captain's turn. The captain of the Envy, that is. He is swimming beside of Celeste. There's also going to be a round of cannon fire at this point. Okay, and so the front, the very, very front of the ship up here, the top of the mast gets blown away. So the guiding light now has half of the front mast standing, and the sail is now like what piece of the sail is still tied by ropes is just like goes flying and is caught and is fluttering in the breeze. Not fluttering really, because it's a massive sail. It's like whipping back and forth, and in fact, this guy up here is going to have to make a saving throw, dexterity saving throw, and he does not make it, and so he gets knocked overboard after just getting shot in the leg. He's having a really bad couple of seconds.
The one ship is mastless, and the other ship is ablaze.
That's right. So the captain now looks over at Celeste and goes and dives. And you wait, and then it comes up right up against the side of the ship and stabs it with a dagger, and then reaches up and grabs like a dangling rope and just starts pulling himself up, and he like stabs it again, and he reaches up and grabs like a small porthole, and he is making his way up to the top and hops over onto the ship, and that is his turn.
My heart is pitter-pattering just a little.
Alright, now it's Mira's turn. She does have her musket reloaded, and she is going to fire it. I'm just going to roll a 20 because I don't know what's going on with her character sheet at the moment. And I do not think that hits. Hilariously, it does. She hits the captain in the back. Oh, that's right. Of course she does, because it's a musket. Learn your own rules, John. So she's going to... That's right. So she is going to... Oh, damn. So you guys are now in the water. You hear this... And Sebastian, you see the captain who's like trying to get you to stop messing with his mage. And you look over and you see this big, massive man pull himself up onto the deck, and his beard dripping with seawater. He stops and he like, and then you hear this pop sound, and Toriel's head explodes. The captain's head.
Wait,
is,
who's
the
captain?
Well,
so, that just changes my plans.
No. So the captain of the Guiding Light, Toriel, his head explodes. The captain of the RE ship, I'm just going to tell you his name because this is getting so confusing, Rame, he is fine. And so now the Guiding Light is without a captain. Why?
Our captain's alive. He's doing some very sexy work climbing up the side of a ship. Their
Yeah.
captain is dead. He's doing some not sexy work getting his head exploded. We're dead.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't have you do all of our summaries at the beginning of all these sessions. So you may have talked yourself into a new job. Okay, so
checking rooms.
okay, you finish looking through what look like guest quarters at this point. There are some more cargo rooms, supplies for the crew. You look into a couple rooms like that, but none of these guest quarters have any belongings in them.
Is there? I'll start running towards the stairs to get up, and I'm gonna look for like a lantern, like a glass lantern or something with something still burning.
Make an investigation check.
That is a natural 19 plus 4, so 23.
You do find one. You find one that's hanging right outside the crew quarters.
Awesome. I'll grab that as I go.
Okay. And I will let you just get up right here on top of the deck, and you look up.
I don't want to go to the deck yet.
Okay, so you're on the stairs. You can you can.
I want to go to the second floor where all the gunpowder is kept with the cannons. Believe it or not, who would have thought?
I don't know. Nobody probably.
Yep.
Okay, so you go to the second floor, and you get there, and that's your turn. Celeste, you are at the base of this invisible wall.
Okay. I'm going to try to be as cool as this captain and dive down and come back up.
Make a dexterity check.
That makes sense.
Athletics, actually. Swimming is athletics.
Unless it's synchronized.
And then it's acrobatic. Oh, I just drowned. That's a 1.
So you take a big breath. You go down, and you're like, "Yeah, I got it." And you slam your head into this invisible surface, and you like you try to go back up, and you're just like going alongside of it, and then finally you're like your gown is starting to get caught in this current, and you finally get to the point where like your head is just above water again, but you're just like further down alongside of it, and the ship, everything's starting to drift a little bit past where you're at.
Okay. So I just feel incredibly dizzy and sick, and like try to like find some sort of bearing of solidness, right? And then it's not going well. If I have any move, I guess that's gonna be my turn then.
Okay. Yeah. You can try to get back somewhere next turn.
Yeah. Also, P.S. Charlotte's worst nightmare, being trapped underneath an invisible surface in the fucking ocean because everything is scary there.
That or heights. I mean, come on.
No, Charlotte's not
Phobias.
scared of heights, but Charlotte's scared of the ocean.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so it's now the wizard's turn. He turns and so he stops scuffling with Sebastian when he feels the gray matter of his captain get splattered all over his shoulder. He turns and looks, and then he sees the hulking figure of Rain, the captain of the Envy, standing, who's just pulled himself up out of the ocean. And he looks, and he hurriedly casts a spell and disappears. All right. Bast, it's your turn. This person you've been wrestling with just disappeared.
And I see this giant, like, Hulk, Blackbeard son of a bitch.
That's right.
All right, I will Hexblades curse him. And run up on him. God, I'm stuck in the fucking middle. This is awful. And I will make an attack with a longsword.
All right. That hits. All right. So.
And that's 11, 12, 13 damage with Hexblade's Curse.
All right. So you run over there and swing out with your sword. He reaches up to block it, but you kick him directly in the midriff and knock him back a little bit. And so he blocked your blade, but he still took a pretty significant blow.
Just expect that he is going to absolutely whip my ass next round.
All right. 2 more crossbow. Oh wait. So at this point, the sail of the MV is almost completely burned away, and the mast is now fully on fire. Bits of flame are now dropping onto the deck, and the few sailors who so there are some sailors over here who are trying to address that, cut away the sail, and a couple guys have ran forward to try to hack it down as all this is happening on the MV itself. But
it's good. They're going to be like, "Don't worry, we'll take the guiding light," and then the guiding light's just going to explode.
2 more crossbows go
We'll take
over, and both hit. 1 for 7 damage and 1 for 7 damage. So Hane is dead, and this guy in the water is dead. So the only sailor that's still alive is this guy over here next to where the mage was. And
did you say Hane or Hamish?
Hamish. Hamish just got shot and killed too. And this guy jumps overboard.
Those invisible sharks you need so well.
All right, Diz, it's your turn.
Did I see any of what happened to Celeste?
You sure do.
Alright, I'm gonna come over here, try to gather her up.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Sure, I'm a mess.
Oh, dice, don't fail me now. 13.
Yeah, you kind of pull her up. She's actually at this point probably like here, so you have to swim a little bit and kind of like grab her, and you pull her up, and then you feel your shoulder bumps up against that invisible wall, and so you can feel this strange, completely solid, smooth surface.
Can I gather what she was trying to do when she went?
You saw the captain. You saw Raim go under it, so.
Can I try to dive underneath it and take her with me?
You need to make another athletics check with disadvantage.
Okay. 19?
But you do an amazing job. Wow. So
Holy shit!
You grab her, you tuck her under one arm, you dive down, you just reach over, and you go and you find the other side of this wall. It's actually not that thick, and you just come straight back up and kick with your legs, and both of you come up almost to your waist, and then you just reach out and you grab a piece of the other ship, and to stabilize yourself. And you do it in like one fluid motion.
I don't think I have any movement left, but if I do, I would like to do the same thing and try to start climbing the side of the ship.
That's going to be another, that's an action to climb. It's going to be another athletics check. So, but you certainly saved Celeste. She is now bundled up in your arm.
Coughing up some salt water
Correct.
a little bit, and deeply impressed.
Give you like a little on the back, just a little bit.
She looks like a really cute, really petite drowned cat. So, you know.
Don't listen.
That's the title of this episode. Alright, so.
Rounded the cat.
Drowned cat.
Alright. One last crossbow bolt. And he misses, thankfully. All right, now it's Raim's turn. He is facing the full fury and might of Vast. So you kick him, he stands up. He just smiles really wide. Pulls out a cutlass.
Oh, I thought he was just gonna like pull a pistol out and blast me. Fuck you.
Okay. Luckily, he does not get advantage, but he does roll a 24.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. 73 damage.
so 9
Perfect.
damage on the first hit,
All right.
and a 9 misses. So he swipes out this time, and he swings, and you just duck under it, but he sees you're going to miss. You're going to duck just under the attack, and so he actually swings his hand down and brings the pommel down and hits you on top of the head, and so you like cracks you, and you like arc back in pain, and then the follow through as he comes right back around. You just managed to go under that one, and so no damage on that attack, and he's going to stay where he's at.
Of course.
Mira looks over, sees you, and goes, "Stop, you idiot! That's one of them!" You punch her across the ship.
No, I'm just waiting for him to be distracted so I can stick a sword in him. Who is alive on my ship now? Is it me and an invisible wizard?
Who can even surrender at this fucking point?
That's
Jump
right.
off the ship.
That's right. You turn around and look, and everybody's dead. Everyone's dead.
Literally?
Is
that true?
You're the only person on the ship.
Who's this guy?
Mira
This
says.
fucking-
So Mira says, "Surrender. Tell everyone below decks to surrender."
Yeah.
That's her turn. She's not going to do anything else.
Oh.
That guy jumped overboard.
Oh.
That's right.
okay.
Yeah, he did.
That's my favorite part right there.
Let me get this over a little bit. Okay. All right. So that's her turn. Why? What are you doing, bud?
I'm grabbing the closest keg that of gunpowder I can find, and then I'm running up to the deck, holding a bag of sleeves, a lantern, and a big keg, like a fucking crazy man, because I've been in captivity for a week. I am naked besides boots, and I run out onto the deck of the ship, like ready to, just fucking end this shit with me as the middle.
Did you take your clothes off?
Yeah, you took all of my clothes off besides my underwear. You gave me a shirt, which I now am holding, and my boots, and I had to use the underwear. So I am
insane thing.
I am completely naked. You see a very large burn scar that starts about here and wraps back. And yeah, I run out onto the deck of the ship, just like the craziest look you've ever seen on a human being's face. And I will see Bast and just, I don't know if I have movement left, but I'm going to be just running at him a human bomb.
Tick, 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 tick.
So you get to about right there. So you're
I'm
only
very
about
happy with that.
15 feet away from him. Great. Celeste, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna like squeeze Diz's
Actually, you know what? We're gonna take a break right there.
Oh shit! That was a great work. Great job.
right.
All right, hold on. Wait. We are Legendary Resistance. Find us on Discord at Legendary Resistance, and find us on Twitter at Legendary Resist, and
Yeah.
on Instagram at Legendary_Resistance.
Also,
Holy
Hey,
shit.
hold
go
clicks
pee,
are
but
going
come
in the
back.
chat right now.
Yeah, come back. We'll be back shortly. I gotta pee and make some tea. Won't you
Okay,
join
guys.
me?
Not at the same time, I hope.
Well, I can put the boiler on and then go pee.
Oh, I see.
I gotta go.
I get it. I
That's what
understand
we
now.
do.
Go.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute this so I can spare everybody.
Why?
Even turn the audio back on. Hey, and we are back. Welcome everybody. Just a little ship battle, and will either ship survive? I don't know. You know,
You know
it's
what?
hard.
I have to appreciate Wyatt's dedication to solving a lot of very small problems by creating one much larger problem.
Much larger
Easier
problem.
for him to follow.
I love that
You know, it's we don't
the
have to track
return.
a bunch of little solutions. We just have to solve one really big fire. I respect it.
So,
Again.
Hellfire is our ship, the one that had the 16 cannons.
Yes. And again,
There are people trying to unfuck that.
none of you were locked in a cage for a week, so don't blame my
Totally.
problem solving.
Oh, I'm not
But-
blaming you at all.
No.
I think you deserve to go a little apeshit. It'll be healthy for you.
So how
agree.
on fire is our ship, though?
Like a little.
So right now the main mast,
Fireball on fire.
the main mast is on fire, and the main sail is pretty much gone at this point.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Now it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. You can get where you need to go. You just be slower. But
This other ship probably has some masts and
but it's,
sails and shit.
if the fire spreads, that's your issue.
Okay.
It says, I think at any given time, if there is a ship, there's at least a 40% chance it will blow up. Thank you,
Yes.
Sunbringer.
Yeah, whoever you are. Yes. Yes.
You know, that math sounds right to me. So
And
Check.
it exponentially goes up if Wyatt is on it and if he's upset.
so right now there's 100% chance.
Like a 99. Like a good 99.
Well, the good news is that your turn is not for a little bit. So
Yeah, we got a minute here.
14 and a half more minutes.
okay, so Celeste, it was your turn.
Yeah. So I'm gonna squeeze Diz's shoulder and be like, and then start trying to climb up the ship.
Okay.
Can I use acrobatics?
You cannot. You can use athletics.
If you had a rope.
There's not a rope on this damn ship.
Not on the
Alright.
side.
I'll use my athletics. 14?
Okay, so if you didn't have soaking wet, like skirts tangled around your legs, you would absolutely be able to get up. And so
Okay.
basically, you're doing it, right? Like you reach up and you grab, and you're like slowly climbing a little bit, and you're pulling yourself up, and there is a rope. It's dangling about 10 feet over your head. And so you just get to that, and you hang on to it, and that's as far as you can get, because you almost fell back a few times,
Okay.
but you did get to that little piece of rope, and so now you are hanging on it, and you will be able to get up the rest of the way next turn, but that's about as far as you can get right now.
Including dashing?
I'll allow it.
Yeah! Alright, so I'm gonna pull myself up and be like, I have got to stop wearing petticoats. I've got to stop wearing petticoats. I've got to stop wearing petticoats. And just pull myself all the way up to the top lip of...
I gave you trousers.
I just feel pretty in them.
Pretty all the time, baby.
Aww. So I get to the top, and I see this mess of Sebastian and Wyatt looking like a madman.
Oh yeah, you look up and you see, number one, you see
All of Wyatt.
You see dead people strewn about the ship, most of them with crossbow bolts in them, one with no head. You see the large captain from the ship you've previously been on, currently fighting Sebastian. Both of them have their swords out. Both of them look a little winded. And then you see a butt naked, like with a gigantic cask of something under his arm and a lantern in the other, running, looking like an absolute madman. Like if you saw him on the streets of Othandus only a few weeks ago, before you knew these insane people who ruined your life, you would absolutely call the guard.
Okay. So, like, I pull myself up. I'm sopping wet.
Yes.
My hair, like, my red hair is just, like, streamed across my face and matted to it. And I look up and I see Wyatt and I see all this dead bodies everywhere. And I have not seen this kind of, like, death for years, if ever. Like, flashbacks of, like, being a small child come to me. And I, like, do Constitution saving throw just to make sure, like, I cannot just not vomit, just keep my eyes focused. And I'm like, Wyatt, we're here. And that's my turn.
Excellent. Okay. That's interesting. All right. So, give me just a second to see something really quick.
Does your ship blow up?
What's he doing?
Oh,
Okay.
teenager.
I don't trust it.
So, Wyatt, you're running towards all the people that are on the far end of the ship that you can see, specifically this tunnel vision you have on Bast. Your vision is almost red, and suddenly, just off of your left shoulder, you hear, "Drop the cask." And I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Because we are, like, by far the most wise party.
Oh, shit.
You know it.
That is an 11.
It seems like a very reasonable request to drop that.
Cool, I drop it.
Okay. You drop it and it rolls slightly away from you towards the edge of the ship. Okay.
Sure it does.
And that is the mage's turn. Okay, so now it is Bast's turn again.
I say Celeste. Do I see Celeste come up on the ship?
You do.
I say Celeste. I yell, Celeste, get off the goddamn ship. It's gonna fucking explode. And then I pull out those books that Wyatt is attached to, and I hold them up, and I say, don't blow this shit up. And I step in between him and the casket, wherever that is.
So you're going to have to run towards him, away from Rain.
Yeah, and if he attacks me with an opportunity attack, whatever. That is what it is. Is
All
this Wyatt?
Yeah. So you run up, and it's like, so you're just between him and the cask, and he does not swing at you.
Yeah, I just say, listen to me, you mad fuck. These are the books that you care about. Listen. That's it.
So you see him pull these out and run towards you.
And I'll take since I didn't use an action, I'll just take the defensive action.
Okay. All right, and so the two men in black leather armor on the MB do nothing at this point. They still have their crossbows trained, but they don't make any other movement at this point. Diz,
Climbing up the side of this ship.
athletics check, please.
Mm-hmm.
Looked good early. Looked good.
6.
So, right when you're about to start climbing, and you get just like a little bit, a huge swell comes up, and you just lose your grip, and you just go right back into the water, and then you bump against that wall, and it gets really close because the ship drifts a little bit, and your back is on it, and the ship is like right here, and there's a moment where you're like, oh god, oh god, oh god, I'm thinking this, and then it stops and just drifts back a little bit.
My whole action?
You fail to climb.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I stay wet in the ocean.
Okay. He's not going to do anything. So,
Get wet.
Rame steps forward and he looks around and then he says, I'm taking command of this ship by the order of the Royal Exchange Enterprise. Anybody that can hear me right now, throw your arms down or we will kill everybody aboard. That's what I thought. And that's all he does. Mira doesn't do anything. Why?
Okay. I will point to wherever I heard that fucking voice. To the captain that just said there's a invisible fuck over there, and I'm gonna slide past Bast and like put a foot on the gunpowder casket. So I'm just like I don't like leave his threat range or anything, and so it's like just a naked, crazy Captain Morgan stance, and with the thing up top, and I'll just tell Bass to get on your knees and all of my shit back right now. That's it. Oh, and I would like to hold my action, which is slam that lantern into the keg if Bass does not comply.
Okay. Celeste. You're muted.
Or unless like there's another good move.
Okay.
I should
I'm
give that
going
caveat.
to...
Like if Bass just falls over dead, I'm fine with that too. You know, like there should be
Wyatt,
some wiggle room.
are you the one with the beard or without the beard?
With beard.
With beard. Okay. So, I'm going to dash to Wyatt.
Okay. And I do have to get this out of the way. I feel like Sebastian's token looks a little bit like my handsome friend CJ. So, am I wrong?
No!
Right?
Oh, hold on.
So, anyway, go ahead.
He's gonna be so happy you called him handsome in front of Twitch.
He is
Awesome.
handsome. So.
Which
So, I can actually get to him with 30 movement. And
Okay.
so then for my action, I'm literally just going to, like, throw my hands, like, around his face here, like this. And, like, pull him towards me. And I'm like, we would never leave you. Come with us. We will find you wherever you end up. We're here. And then there's going to be just a second where I realize he is naked. He's naked.
He is very naked.
Very naked. And I'm like... And I just stay there.
And very cold. Okay, so that is your turn.
Do women know about shrinkage?
You probably
Celeste
don't.
know about shrinkage.
Yeah, Celeste does not know about shrinkage.
She's not seen many of those.
Okay, so at this point, you guys hear a, and you go, or no, you can't see anything, but there's a small ship, like a small, like a boat, on the side of where the map is, kind of like at the northeastern corner, and just like a little escape boat, somewhere between a rowboat and a canoe, and it just drops.
Jolly boat?
Yeah, it is. It's a jolly boat. It's very jolly. Way to use nautical terminology as I struggle and scramble.
See, we know about boats. I know it's
so
about
much.
as much as the Lonely
I do know
Island has
boats.
taught me.
We know so much about
much.
boats.
And we will be doing a rendition of I'm on a Boat at the end of this broadcast. We will not. I wish, but we will. Anyway, so that hits the water, but no one's in it. And it starts to float a little bit off to the side.
Invisible guys being invisible and running away.
Bast.
I'm gonna take the books or the whatever I've got in front of me and set it down on the ground in front of me. It's my turn. I'll hold my action.
What action is that?
I don't think that I can do anything if he drops the lantern. There's no like mage hand or anything I can do to catch it, right?
I mean, you have to kind of cast it right now.
Sure. Yeah, I guess I would have to hold it. I'll hold if he nukes the boat, Misty Step.
Okay,
Of course you would. Save your own skin.
that's all he's got. Okay,
Look, I told you to get the fuck off the boat.
Diz. At this point, everyone's
Climb
just
the boat again,
standing
sir.
off to the side. Sorry? Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna try to climb the boat again.
Go ahead.
Get up here, Jesus.
Okay.
21.
At this point,
There
you get up there and with no problem at all.
Vault over the side of it and look really cool while I do it.
You did. No one saw you fall before, so that's important.
I saw me fall. How much of my movement was that?
Half.
Okay. I'm gonna use the other half to come over here. I have a 10-foot reach with my whip.
Yep.
Can I reach Sebastian? Oh, wait, no, that was my action too.
Mm-hmm. Climb up.
Okay. And I can only make an attack with a bonus action if I've already taken the attack action, yeah?
That is my understanding of it, yes.
Cool. Then I'm gonna action surge,
Okay,
because I remembered that I have that now.
that's right.
Fuck.
And you have a whip. I forgot about that. Let's talk about that.
And I am going to attack Sebastian with it.
Hell yeah.
22?
That's gonna hit it.
Okay. So it's gonna do 7 slashing, but, and I... Yeah, I'm also gonna make that a tripping attack with my superiority die.
Yep.
What's the DC?
It's not a DC. If I hit, I add the superiority die. Oh, yes, it is. It's a strength save throw. Sorry. What would be the DC then? Would it be mine?
essentially. It'll be 8 plus your strength plus your proficiency bonus.
Proficiency. Okay,
Yeah.
so... Sorry, one sec. Add
No worries.
I mean, it's essentially
First
an
time you've done
auto
it. It's no big deal. It's cool.
14 damage. So that was 14 slashing damage, my bad. And the DC is...
Apologize to him.
No, I'm not apologizing to Sebastian, I'm apologizing to Jeremy.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
8 plus 3 plus 2 is 13. So you
So-
have been tripped.
So
I am very strong.
here's what happens. She comes up.
2 and
So she vaults over the top of the ship, comes down, and she's already running. As soon as she hits the decks, she's like running. She's soaking wet. Her boots are soaked. Doesn't faze her at all. She jumps up over like the little rise where the helm is, lands, gets over close enough to Bast. She doesn't even look at Y. You're seeing all this, and you see her come, and you're like, what in the world? And then you see her lash out with her whip. It catches Sebastian around the throat, and he just gets jerked backwards. You see his head whip forward, his chin slams into his chest, your teeth just like slam shut, like your jaw immediately just starts to ache, and you get jerked onto your back.
That is an excellent description of a trip attack. Yanked by your neck.
14.
Anything else I can do with this already very long turn? All I'm gonna say is, I know you're probably not terribly happy to see me, but any port in a storm? And that's my turn.
Okay. So at this point, Rame, the captain of the Indy, steps forward. He says, "I think it's going to be just enough. Boy, put that down before you do something real stupid." He's looking at Wyatt. He says, "I ain't here to kill you. Okay?" And he's got his hands up like this. And that's his turn. And Mira is going to you hear you see her, she's kind of holding the musket up in the air. She says, "It's done." She yells that kind of over the brief distance between these two ships. And then she puts her musket down. And why, it's your turn next. And so we will see if we're out of initiative or not.
So
Don't forget
again,
my hands are literally on your face.
so again, like, you know, Captain Morgan, just crazy naked Captain Morgan, and then like I don't hear any, like, the captain, I don't hear Mira, I don't give a fuck about them. I'm like yelling at Bass, like, "Get on your fucking knees!" And then she does this, and like, Y is still like looking at him while his face like turns into hers, and just like, "Oh, hey Celeste," and then it's like still snaps his head at Bass as he like gets ripped downwards, and is like, "All right, you know, like, I'm very happy with this." Like, I don't even see Diz yet. I just see that he falls. So I'm gonna I'll put the lantern away from the gunpowder for now, and snatch all my books and letters up. Yep.
And just point of order, Sebastian, you kept his jacket too, right? His coat?
There's nothing that I got rid of.
Yeah, so
There's no-
it's literally all bundled in your coat.
Okay. And I'll get all my my harness out first and put the books and the letters, and I'll make sure that every single letter is there. And if one's missing,
It's going to take you a while, but you guys get to see the kind of awesome and kind of hilarious vision of him putting a coat on, buck naked. And so,
well, yeah, the coat's not even on. Like the harness, like I'm gonna be naked for a very long time. Those letters are first.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to drop initiative.
Okay.
Initiative order is done.
So at that point, then I'd like to pick up his coat and like just spend some time like brushing it off to like try to get it as clean as I possibly can. And I realize like as I'm doing it, I'm just like making it wet because I am like sopping wet with like seawater.
Right.
So I like just kind of hold it out from me so that I don't get it worse.
I'm
And just
not
kinda
going
wait.
to undo my whip at all. If it's possible, I'm going to go over and put my boot on whatever surface of Sebastian is facing up.
His chest, his face, take your pick.
I'm not looking at him. I'm just holding him in place.
Hello, Diz.
You hear more splashing behind you, and you turn and look, and there are a couple of boats from the Indy that are being lowered, and all those guys with crossbows are getting aboard, and they're coming over to the other ship.
Anyone else want to go kill that invisible mage? Because I do.
You know,
Go for it.
if you can see him, Celeste.
Go for it.
Just sink his boat.
That's what I'm saying.
Just sink his boat, and I like nod to the very large powder keg next to me. Just
So, this large man with this big beard who you've just encountered for the first time, why? He says, "Don't you worry about him. Once my boys get below deck, that's just going to be a bit of fun.
Cool, stranger. And I'll just keep looking through letters. I don't know who the fuck this dude is.
So he doesn't say anything more to you either. He just turns and starts. He goes over and he waits for those the other armed men to come over to the ship that he's currently on. He throws them a rope down, and they all start to come aboard. What are you guys doing?
I wish I had 100 gold to throw at this motherfucker piece by piece.
I look over at Celeste from my back with a whip on my neck and say, I'm glad you're all right.
I want to very specifically, like, not turn and look at him or, like, really acknowledge it. Like, not hostile, just really focus on this jacket. Like, picking any stray thread off it or anything else like that. And then when Wyatt looks ready, I just want to hold it out to him and be like, I know it's going to need your attention, but I did what I could.
Appreciate it. And I'll put it on.
And I want to, like, button it down for you. Like, kind
have like this amazing fancy coat on and
then
no
just
trousers.
So you got a Pooh Bear outfit going on.
Oh yeah, fucking great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like, maybe we should find you some pants.
It's not important right now.
Would you like to do with this, Wyatt? I think you get first dibs.
I'll kick him while he's down.
I just want to say, Sunbringer in the chat just said, "Oh bother." So great.
Oh bother.
Oh bother.
So freaking great. Okay.
Winner of best comment right there.
No doubt. Okay.
So when I see Wyatt kick him, like, there's just like this moment where, like, I kind of gasp. And I, like, breathe in, and I'm just like it hurts. Like it's almost like he kicks me for a second.
As in, like, I want to kick to do damage, like the melee attack, like, just so you know.
Go ahead and. What's your
I don't know
unarmed? Your unarmed damage is
1d4 plus strength. Is that right?
1d3.
Yeah, it's
Or it was in 3rd edition. I don't know what it is now.
What's a d3?
D6 half.
Oh, I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So 3, so rounded down, that'd be a 1.
You got to make an attack roll first.
Oh, that makes sense, right? That is a 2, so probably misses.
No, he's prone. You have advantage.
Oh,
It's going to take damage. Oh, yeah, okay.
yeah, that's like 17.
Yeah, you kick him.
Shield. I don't shield.
You kick him in the ribs. You hear him grunt. You know it hurt.
I just wheeze a little bit because my hands are around my neck still.
So at this point, people are coming up over the rail on the left side where you guys are looking. One second, I'm just going to let my dog out of this room.
You get it. My cat meowed and meowed and meowed until I finally let her on my lap.
I miss dogs.
Great.
Where's yours?
At my house.
Oh.
But he misses them. It's been hours.
So
Called him to break, and I could hear Penelope just whining. Anyway.
you look, and not only are the armed, black garbed men and women coming up from the other ship, but also Mira comes up and easily brings herself over the side of the ship, strides forward, takes all of you in, looks down at Sebastian. So, not a great reunion?
Delightful.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to let you kill him. but I will be happy to let you tie him up if that appeases the rest of you.
There's a wonderful couple cages 2 floors down. I highly recommend.
Oh, this ship won't be around for that.
Don't blow it up. I mean, it's a nice ship. If you're gonna do something, can I burn it down?
I don't have a problem with that entirely, but just at least let us take what we need from it first. However, the most important thing is, oh my god, why are you not wearing pants?
I was in a cage a few seconds ago, so
Delvirians typically let prisoners. You know what? I don't want to know.
I'm laying on the ground with the whip, and I'm going to say, he had pants on.
I didn't have pants on. I'm gonna kick him again.
That's fine. We have lots of clothes. So just go ahead and their ship. They're just go to the other ship, and we'll take care of everything over here. If there's anything that you need, please grab it. And you notice at this point that the captain and those other guys are down below. They're like either walking down or have already gone down, and you hear sounds of commotion.
Do the whip finally from around his neck.
Okay.
Where does Wyatt go?
Honestly, he's probably gonna move to help get all the things out of the ship as quick as possible so he can burn this fucker down. So he probably takes steps, but then he probably sits on the stairway taking a minute and just realizing that he's free and has the letters back.
And I'm gonna kneel down to undo the whip from around his neck so I can just coil it back up and put it on my belt. And I don't look at Sebastian. I'm not gonna let him put you in a cage. I don't trade one person's freedom for another. I'm gonna just push myself off the deck and leave him to lay there.
So if Diz and Wyatt aren't paying attention, I'm gonna kind of kneel down to Sebastian and offer him my hand to stand up.
I'll take her hand and stand up.
Okay. For just the briefest moment, I catch your eye, and then I just look away, and I say, I guess I'm glad you're not dead either.
I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
Yeah, you definitely made sure. And then I walk over to Wyatt.
I'll just stand there with a big red hangman's ring around my neck.
So you're just standing there, and Mira is still standing next to you. We have a lot to talk about.
I'm just watching Celeste.
She doesn't say anything else. She just starts going over to the stairs that go below deck. And over the next hour, the ship is emptied of all of its goods pertaining to survival, any nautical equipment is taken, all the powder and a lot of the cannonballs are taken, and a couple of the guns actually are slowly ferried over. They do set one gun up on the top deck, and at this point that lone little jolly boat has slowly drifted off and is about 200 yards away. And you can see these guys, including Ron, the captain, they're over there like kind of laughing and talking to each other, and you realize they're sighting this cannon they just set up on top of the deck. And then finally, Rom gets the first go. Splash. And they set it again. The second one, you just see a spray of splinters, and that boat's gone. Eventually, they also bring over prisoners. Several, not everyone, but about 4 or 5 sailors from this ship come over to the NB and are taken below. But after that, most of the big crates below decks and the holds of goods and trading items are left completely untouched. And you all are standing back on the deck and are some of the last people still left on the guiding light. Mira stands there. She's just overseen the last ship that carried some more goods over to the NB, and she looks at the rest of you and she says, I believe we're done here. Unless you want to take a baptism of fire, I recommend you head over.
May I do the honors?
Yes.
Thank you.
I think you've earned it.
I'll wait till everyone's off the ship, and
Right.
then I'll go down to my cell and put the keg right in the middle of the cell, and then have a nice long fuse to it or something, and light that, and just slowly walk out, just jump in a boat.
Okay. You jump in the boat, and the entire ship shudders. Luckily for you, it was on the other side, is where your cage was. But immediately, you can see the ship, and then start to slowly list over. And by the time you get over to the NB and you step foot on the deck of that ship for the first time, you can see smoke coming up from beneath, it's coming all the way up through the decks and coming up through the stairs and slowly drifting up towards a fairly cloudless sky. And none of you have even noticed the weather or what the sky was like if you've been so intent on everything that you're doing. And you're also shocked to see that it is in the afternoon. I mean, this has taken all day. It seemed like an hour, but it's sometime in the early to mid-afternoon. And that the guiding light slowly starts to make its way under the waves.
I'm just gonna stand at the rail and watch the ship burn and sink and feel my heart sink as the ship sinks slowly into the ocean.
When Maya climbs up on the deck of that, he'll see Vast doing that and have a very large, pregnant moment of pushing him off, and then just grab a deckhand, say, "Can you find me a pair of pants, please?" And I'm gonna go sit down.
This guy has smoke up against the side of his face. He is there's blood under here. He looks at you and he's like, "What? It is." And then Mira comes and puts a hand on his shoulder and she says, You're fine. Run along. And she looks at you and she says, follow me. And she leads you below. And she motions for all of you to follow. You go below. She leads you and looks for a second. It looks as almost as she's taking you back to the rooms that you two have occupied on this vessel. But she stops 2 doors before and opens it up. And inside you see men's garments and a chest and a bed that's been built into the side of the hull, just similar to yours, but it's men's gear. And she points.
It's gonna be a fun bunking night.
She points to you, Wyatt, and she says, "Welcome to your quarters."
Go put a pair of pants on.
Okay. And then next to that, she opens the door to Bast and she says, "Here's your room. I hope you find it to your liking. Please do not do anything insane. And you're not under arrest. There's nowhere for you to go. So, everyone, please refresh yourself. We will all have dinner in 1 hour. I know it's been a long day, so take some time, and I will see you in my quarters. You may ask where it is if you're not certain." And she walks away.
Last.
I like linger and I turn to you and I'm like, yes.
No, I was saying you had your finger on your nose.
Oh, yeah. You're good. So I want to kind of like linger outside of Sebastian's door, right? And like when other people kind of disperse, I want to grab his hand and like take it in mine. And I want to hold it up to my lips. And then I want to do a sleight of hand.
Stick
cast.
in my
And with 14, which is not great, but that, and then cast Charm Person on him.
I'll auto fail.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna look up at him and be like, I think we have a lot of a conversation to have. Also, though, did you notice me cast it?
I will check. I'll just roll. Was that insight? No. Perception.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Negative.
Fantastic.
Did not notice.
Cool.
With an 11 is what I rolled. Just
Cool.
to be clear.
So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna be like, I think we have a lot to talk about, and I think you haven't been saying so much. But I'm just gonna remember one thing that you've always told me. Don't use magic. And then I'm gonna let the charm person drop and walk away so that he knows that I cast that on him.
And I'm upset about it or something, right? Is that the spell? It's like they know and are mad, or I can't
It
remember.
just means you know. Just you know
Okay.
that you've
You
been
know,
charmed.
you know where
You can
you were.
decide how you feel about it or don't feel about it. It's more like, I just want you to know that I can do that to you.
When she walks away, I'm gonna walk in the door and lock it behind me, and kneel down.
There's no lock.
Of course. I'll put my feet up against the door, like, and face the opposite way. They probably open from the fucking outside or something, I'm sure. But whatever. And just, like, look up at the ceiling and say, all right. I feel like I've killed her. Help me.
You look up at the ceiling, You feel the ship slowly rock underneath you. A moment, another moment passes. And then
Stand up.
you get just the slightest hints of lavender.
It's a wonderful smell, but that's all it is. Did she say when we're supposed to meet?
An hour.
Short rest.
Short rest!
Wyatt's got his finger on his nose.
Whenever you're done with your cool. Yeah, John, I'm gonna sit down and read all the letters and make sure everything is there, and I'll start writing the letter to my mother and start explaining everything that's happened, but realize it's going to take longer than an hour. So instead, I'll obsess with my books and my coat and make sure that's really nice. And then a few minutes early, I'm going to walk out and pause at Beth's door, and after a very, very long time, knock on the door.
Okay. Bass, you hear a knock on your door.
Come in.
I'll open it and say, I think we need to talk. And I'll walk in and sit down. Say what would
Go shut the door behind him.
Okay.
when he moves, like hand instantly to some trinket that would hurt him. But then when he settles, I understand you're doing this for someone you care about. I understand that. But can I ask if I prevented you from ever helping her, from ever seeing her again, what would you do to me?
Kill you.
I think you now understand the predicament we're in.
I never didn't understand.
Okay.
I don't dislike you, Wyatt. I think
The
that you're
feeling is not mutual.
understandable. I'm not the only one that's looking for you.
I know.
It doesn't have anything to do with you.
I know.
You seem like a nice enough person outside of the pyromania.
I only do that when people need to die.
I don't harbor any ill will towards you. And I understand that, like you said, that feeling isn't mutual. But I will do anything to get you to Daylewire. This person is more important to me than my own life. And I feel like you might understand what I mean by that.
I do. I really do.
I can't read those letters, but maybe there's someone in your life that is of a similar import.
I guess the difference between us is if I needed you to see her I would have asked. We've done things together. We've had not the biggest, but we've had moments where things could have gone wrong if one of us wasn't there. I don't know, I guess I would have planned something or would have communicated that fact rather than done, I would consider one of the lowest things a human could do.
And if someone had this person that was important to you, and you knew there was nothing that you could do to stop them, and they were going to kill this person, that doesn't change anything for you. You would put her life in danger for me, or his.
No, I think I would have talked to you before I put you in a cage. Maybe, you know, you were in a bad spot, and I understand that, but you're in a bad spot. I don't have to like it, though.
I wouldn't expect you to.
Yeah.
Why are they after you?
Why is she so important to you?
She's my sister. She's saved my life more times than I can count.
My thing's family related, too.
Is she in trouble? Or he?
Not anymore. Well, she could be, but I don't think she is.
I'm thankful for that,
Yeah.
truly.
You're in a rough spot. Still think you're a dick, though.
There's no reason you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I have to get to her, though.
I know. You want to try this shit again, or do you want to ask for help?
That second suggestion never occurred to me before 30 seconds ago.
That's what I was saying. There's a difference between us.
That and that fancy coat.
Here. Well, I think that's it. I think it's about time, don't you?
If I did ask for help, what would you say?
To help a innocent. Yeah. I'm not gonna promise for your safety afterwards, but
Bast's eyes start glassing up.
Celeste, you're walking by at this point, and Sebastian still hasn't come out. So, Diz, you're standing in the hallway too. Are you ready? Do you guys just go on in to Mira's room, or what do you guys do?
Look around. I'm gonna fish my rum flask out of my coat. Take a swig and then I hand it over to Celeste.
And for the first time ever, I take it and take a deep drink.
and then you start to feel sleepy.
It's gonna take a long time for somebody in this game takes a drink of something and doesn't ponder.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, hold on.
Boys, do you guys keep talking?
I'm just looking at Wyatt.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Very good.
Diz, go ahead.
Wasn't
I don't think we should make Wyatt go in alone. I think he's been alone a lot.
Right.
So I go to Wyatt's door and knock.
No
There is
answer.
a single pair of trousers missing.
Thank God.
Oh yeah. So, what happened to your pants?
I'll show you. And I'll take the shirt that I had. This like really frumpy pirate shirt that he gave me. And
It's
I'll
like the
just
one
open
from
it and just start
Seinfeld.
throwing a bunch of shit in it, like the chair and stuff, and just watch it all disappear. And and then I'll just like turn it inside out, and it all falls out on the ground.
So
And
you are-
sorry,
you are a wizard.
no. But to a layman, understand it's easy to mistake. No, I needed the thread. I needed to sew these things together. And yeah, didn't think it was important at the time. Still don't actually.
Of course.
And then when I pour this all out onto his floor, just go with me. I ain't cleaning this shit up.
He
And I
turns
will
around.
let him go ahead of me for always.
Always and forever. Always
Just-
already.
It's always going to be this way.
Okay, so the two guys come out of the same room as you guys are standing in the hallway. There's no blood.
can I get any kind of gauge on what just happened? Like, how do both of them look?
Make an insight check.
Be
Hmm,
deceptive. With a 16.
The 11.
Same.
I do have like cry eyes.
Cry eyes.
Cry eyes. Yeah.
I'd also like to do an insight check because I'm super wise. With a 5.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think I'm probably super internalized on myself. And like only sort of care about that.
When we come out and see just both of them like looking at us like super weirdly, I'm just gonna announce like I figured we need to do a talk sooner rather than later. Otherwise, this meeting was gonna be super awkward.
Neither of you is dead.
Not yet.
Days young.
The Wyatt, my flask.
Fuck no. I'll take my own out and empty it on the fucking ground right there and pour it back just to make sure I don't, and I'll fill it with my own shit that I don't trust any of these motherfuckers anymore.
Okay.
I'll be
so,
nice. I'll be nicer than fuck no, but still.
But like
Hard
just
no.
no.
So-
Hard no.
What happens is he flinches.
Like, gently cork it and put it back on my hip.
Yeah. All right. So at this point, Mira opens her door and looks out and says, and then she like steps back inside. You guys file in. It's a large, spacious cabin. There's a table with 4 chairs built into the floor. She has a little seating area. Her bed, which is the size of 3 of your beds put together, and she is sitting back down. There is the same elven woman that was there with her before, standing there again with a pitcher of something, and she sits down, and there are some finely carved wooden goblets, and she reaches out and has the elder woman pour her something, and she says, "Please sit," and she takes a drink.
As we sit down, can I check the inside of the goblet?
Sure. Make a perception check.
We're so
11.
good.
Okay, so you look in there. I mean, you don't see anything. Looks just like wood. All right.
Pound it.
So she pours it's wine.
And set the cup out for a refill.
Mira looks at all of you and says, "So I'm aware that this is probably an awkward beginning to this voyage for some of you. I
It seems
do.
like
Nah, we're all
had an understatement.
saying, nah, we're all best friends.
I'm sure. I hope at the very least you can enjoy some Peninsular. It must be a long time since you've had it." She's looking directly at you, Wyatt, and you know exactly what that is. Peninsular is the finest wine from like the North Peninsula in Eldmore.
Thanks, but I'm not drinking things from other people for a while.
A strange but noble standard. So, I believe it's important for me to talk about the next step in our voyage. None of you knew you would be on this vessel. And yet, fate, or more specifically my orders, brought everyone
I was
here.
going to say, or more specifically, your, what is the word? Outgunned.
So I think it's important for us to make sure that we are all pulling in the same direction. There are no more misunderstandings about what is about to take place and transpire. We will be setting sail for Eldmore. It will be a little slower than I'd like because we've lost our mainmast, but that is something that we can get around. Things can be repaired. Upon arrival in Eldmore, we will make our way to the capital. And there will be many wondrous things that you will see in the Eternal Kingdom.
When she says capital, I'm going to watch Wyatt's face to see if that seems like it's a good thing or a bad thing.
She says, "I'm aware that clearly some of you didn't want to go to Eldmore. For example, you, Bast Sebastian. I don't know the rest of your name. All I know is that you are a Delvirian. And for some reason you were taking this gentleman to Dalevire. Can you tell me why?"
Vacation.
Gonna need an actual answer, sir.
Summer vacation.
You see, if you've betrayed all of your friends and went out of your way to take this lovely Eldmorish man against his will somewhere, then you'll try it again. So I need to know what it is so that I can help you.
Can I make an insight check?
Yes.
10?
As far as you can
Fuck her
tell,
up.
she does not look dishonest. There's no tightness or hesitation.
Also, Jeremy, when you asked if you looked at my face, that's an 18. So if you want to roll perception on that, or
Oh, great. Yeah, sure. You were trying to keep your face stone.
yeah,
How's a 4? How's
that I believe is smaller than an 18.
Wait a minute.
Let's look it up, though.
Can we ask
Oh,
the
it's a
chat
three.
and check our
Sorry,
math?
sorry. It's just 3.
Oh, then
that-
yeah,
is that
I know
right?
that. I know that's smaller than 18.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
Okay. Um, I can't think of a reason. So I say this. I can't think of a reason why this could hurt me any more than I'm already fucked here. So, do you know who the organization is?
Yes.
So, when we were in your other place of business, that's who I was talking about.
What on earth? Why would you be working with them?
It's a little more complicated of a story.
That is literally why we are all sitting here. This needs to be dealt with.
Agreed. You can't go to Elmore first.
You're next.
Look over it.
She says that. She looks over at Wyatt and she says, "You're next."
They have something that's precious to me. If you can help me get it back, then I'll do whatever you need me to do.
Wait a minute.
And then I chime up and I'm like, literally, he'll do anything for her.
So you went after him for the organization.
He invited me on vacation.
Vacation.
Summer vacation.
Very forcefully invited. But we need to go to Delaware.
So why does the organization want you then? Wyatt. Wyatt. What's your surname?
Autumn vacation.
Wyatt, none of your goddamn business.
Everything about you at the moment is my business. You see, I'm trying to help. Because if you don't tell me, when we get to Eldmore, you'll meet someone less kind. And then you'll meet someone less kind. And then you'll meet someone less kind. Or you could tell me now, and there will be no unkindness at any step. I represent an opportunity. So I ask again. Why would the organization want a man from Eldmore?
I don't rightly know, but I don't think you're gonna want passengers who don't want to be on the ship going where you don't want them to go. So I just think if we go to Delaware, get that shit knocked out, we can go to Elmore later. I just think that'd be much safer cause. And I'll reach into the shirt and pull out half of a powder keg and just put it back in the shirt. Because that is still a bag.
It smells bad. What is that?
I'm keeping it. Ironed it.
You're a fellow countryman. So you know how things work where we are from.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I can't follow orders?
I think you can take a detour, get your fine ship fixed.
And do you think a ship flying these colors can merrily dock in Delaware?
I'm sure you have ways around that.
What about you two ladies? You've been traveling with these gentlemen.
Fine gentlemen.
Do you know anything about them? Well, we need to have a conversation about choosing male companionship, but that's a completely different story. So, I believe we're getting to a point where you need to think about how you want to arrive and how you want to walk down this path that I'm offering you. Because Dale Levire is not our destination.
When we were up top, John, in the ship fight, how many people did I count?
On the ship?
I had a ball. On the still alive when we boarded it. Yeah, on the Haynes Envy.
Yeah, so on top there were probably 8 left, but once you got down below deck, you've seen at least 30 people on this ship.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you all think it over. Talk amongst yourselves. Figure out what's in your best interest. And try to be honest with me. Because if not, it's going to be an uncomfortable journey. So,
What makes you think that you can go up against that group?
the organization,
That's right.
because we pay them. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
What the fuck is going on?
Whoa! I actually
what
did
an
not see that
interesting-
coming at the end.
Yeah,
There,
this-
all right.
This was an excellent game.
Do we have time for 3 things?
We absolutely do have time for the 3 things. I know it's late, but so first, do you guys want to tell everybody who is still watching where they can find us?
I will do it again unless someone else wants to.
Do it.
No, it's more enjoyable.
We are Legendary Resistance. Find us on Discord at Legendary Resistance, and find us on Twitter at Legendary Resist, and find us on Instagram at Legendary_Resistance.
Awesome. Okay, so let's do the 3 things. And if you are just joining us and you don't know what that is, so we do our 3 things: the favorite thing that happened in the game, your favorite role play part of the night, and your favorite thing someone else did. So sometimes they're all the same thing, usually they're not. So let's get started. Why don't we get started with, who wants to go first?
I'll go. And we're taking this from one of our friends that we played D&D with, that we grew up with. This was his idea. I just
Shout
wanted
out
to
RD.
out. Oh. Okay. Number 1 was the seatbelt mom thing that Dis did. I loved that.
That was amazing. Yeah, that was early enough ago that I forgot about it, but I loved it.
That shit was hilarious and cute, and I knew exactly what was going on there. Second favorite thing was jumped overboard guy. I thought that was clutch role play by the dungeon master. It's like, fuck this, and it's like in every pirate movie, right? It's like the one schmucky guy that's like, fuck this. And I enjoyed, from an outside perspective, of Diz wrapping the whip around Sebastian's neck from afar. I enjoyed that. I also really liked the conversation with Wyatt and Sebastian. I enjoyed that a great deal, but that's 4 things. So, sorry.
I mean, I have like 7, so just fucking.
So, whatever.
Stuff I liked about the game.
Shit I liked about the game.
All right, awesome. Who's next? Come on,
I'll go
Charlotte.
as soon as I'm
Okay, go ahead, Diz.
finished typing this in the chat. Oh, that's not what I wanted to spell. No, autocorrect, my only weakness.
It's never what I wanted to spell, and it's not autocorrect that is my weakness.
My favorite thing that happened, I just think that, like, Celeste going up to Wyatt afterwards, and, like, crazy gunpowder guy that's completely buck-ass naked, and her first instinct being to, like, hey, it's okay, calm down, we're here now. That was just so, like, that really got me in my jellies. I also really like the charming moment with Sebastian, where she's like, don't use magic. And then I think my favorite thing that anybody said all night was when Sebastian was like, "I don't dislike you," and Wyatt was immediately like, "The feeling is not mutual."
Yeah, that was pure
sick.
gold. Yeah.
So
My favorite thing that this is not a category, but I'm gonna give it a category that the DM did was like we all had these dreams, and then it's like, okay, it's Diz's turn, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? It's some other demigod. Oh shit! Like that was satisfying in this way that you're like, yeah, of course that's what happened, but you still didn't see that coming. So that was very well done. I loved that. I loved when Diz told Celeste, don't just automatically trust me. That was a really cool moment. I was blown away with Wyatt and Sebastian's conversation. Like at the very end, I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do or how this is gonna move forward, and that was like, yeah, Jeff, awesome, all the feels. I was like,
that's funny because I thought that was so clunky. I was like,
no,
I was like, wow, just I felt like I was just spewing shit.
No,
so,
it was
thank you.
perfection. Yeah,
thank you.
it felt like it was coming from an authentic place. So that
Can
was
I
really
put a quick shout out here to Matthew Craver, who just started following us on Instagram? If you're still watching, thank you.
Matthew Craver is an awesome dude.
Oh, nice.
He's a friend of
I
mine.
didn't know that.
He is. He's following us.
He's a friend of mine from college that I haven't talked to in probably 15 years. So
Well, why haven't you?
What's up, dude?
look at this. Look at him. He's in the chat right now, and he's like, I am awesome. And always have been, John. Thanks.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
And Jeremy, I think your character, you did a really incredible job because you were put in this super awkward spot of we all sort of fucking hate you, but you put a lot of nuance into that, which was really made this much richer of a evening. So
I like playing redemption arc characters, but I've never played a redemption arc character that I have to redeem from inside the game.
yeah,
It's always like, oh, this thing in the past that you did, you got to get better.
right. You got to get better past this.
I just make everybody hate me, and then I was like, this might not have been such a good idea.
No, it's cool. It's very cool. So I think I gave a million things, but it was really awesome.
It's not as many as Jeff is going to get.
Nope, I have a list.
Nice. He's like, I am ready. Let's do this.
When it's like this good, I'm like, I can't. I'm not gonna censor. I love the Celeste redoing time. Both that choice, but then also the description of it was so fucking badass. I love Madison's nerd voice. That was just magical.
That's good.
I love when Jeremy. This is personal, but I love it when Jeremy's like, "I'm gonna mute myself," and then I was like, "It's for the best." That just
That's so
cracked me so hard. Madison's face when the captain stabbed the ship to start climbing was magnificent. When it comes out on YouTube, please just rewind to that spot. It is phenomenal.
Someone in the future, please put it in the comments so we can just click on it and go straight to Madison's face.
Right there.
Right, Madison's face, but it's
It was
just gonna
so
be that
good.
over and over again.
I loved Bass's terrible wrestling match with the mage.
There's only so many times you can make him
Get
fail
the
shit,
wizard,
and then you have to do it yourself.
Can I
man.
can I stab this guy because he's kind of on my team, but I don't really have. I don't.
The
It was-
only
it was-
wizard in the world who's ever done a push-up, my dude.
It was magical. It was magical. And also just because of just hating Bast as a character right now, to then watch him just fail miserably at a very simple thing was magical.
2, 4.
Yeah, it was great. I loved.
The only time he didn't fail was when Celeste was like, "Let me help you out."
When the demigod told me that I succeeded.
Oh yeah.
I really, really liked Charla's cat being involved tonight, and I really, really appreciate the back and forth we had before the meeting. Sorry, I did that so soon. I was just like, this is this needs to be resolved now, or Wyatt's going to kill you in your sleep. So it's like we need to resolve this now before he can fester.
I thought we were gonna have to have another knockdown kind of deal in like weeks.
It probably will still happen, but it was just like
Right.
we need to solve the bloodthirst now.
Right. The immediate guttural reaction of Wyatt being like, "I have to kill you."
That was
Yeah.
excellent. That was excellent.
And then
My favorite
other
moment in that conversation, I'm just gonna jump in here,
please.
was was when Wyatt like asked Sebastian like, "What would you do?" And Sebastian was like, "I'd kill you." And you're like,
Yeah.
anyway,
There's no
that
like,
was great.
there's no misunderstanding what's going on with the
No, but it was just like on both your ends. It was just like didn't miss a beat.
But, like-
magnetic. It's just law.
But like, why doesn't like I don't think why doesn't think that Bass understands his perspective. So that was like where we were at, and then again the last thing. I'm sorry, I have like 400, but the answer of summer vacation
Vacation.
was
Be more specific.
perfect. That made my entire night right there.
That was just for you.
I appreciate that.
Awesome.
All that was excellent game.
All right, John, what was your 3 things?
I don't need to go.
Yeah, you do
you
because
do.
you
I
did
want
it
to.
last time. You
Okay.
always try to like smoke screen out of this shit and be like, "I gotta let my dog out."
All right, so my 3 favorite things. I have to say my favorite part of the. There's so many great moments tonight. One of the things that stick with me was everyone trying to get under the invisible wall.
Invisible
was-
sharks.
That was
Yeah,
so
that's
great. That was so great, and there were like moments of greatness and moments of awfulness, like with it. So that was really interesting, and I loved coming up with that bit, and being like, oh, but what if there was a wizard on the ship that had
it's
wall
Dale.
of force? Exactly right. Yeah, it's Delaware. Welcome to magic. Is they got that dude stashed. So, and that's a powerful spell. So, anyway, I'm not
3
gonna get-
fireballs to a ship is awful.
Yeah.
So I was able to catpaw him for a little bit.
So that was great. Role play wise, I feel like there were great conversations between the guys before the meeting at the end. I thought was excellent. That was a beautiful and much needed moment, and I really appreciated it and enjoyed it. But I also thought that the ladies had some really good back and forth moments too, and some really strong role play moments. And my favorite thing that happened is that everybody got back together.
You a little nervous about that?
Yes, man, I was so nervous. So like the fact that
For
everyone's like,
now.
dude, I'll take it. I can work with 4 now. Like having to go back and forth in the ship. I mean, like how confusing was it when I kept saying, and then the captain, and everyone's like, which one? Which captain? Is it my captain? And I was like, I don't know, the big one. So I'm very, very thankful that you guys are on the same ship.
Same place now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
I
And
was
so,
disappointed. I was all ready to force Sebastian to lose his saving throw against me, but then I didn't get to.
That's why when I reminded you of that earlier, I was like, I don't know if I should do this or not.
well, I think we should spare anyone else who's still watching. Thank you guys for being with us tonight. It was a big game. We really appreciate you. Please keep watching and join the resistance. Good night.